Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka MAZUMA TV. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. Hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about the whole situation that's currently going down between the Haneys and Boots Ennis, man. We're going to give you guys a full timeline. We're going to be speaking about the whole thing and what I personally believe Bill Haney is doing, which could be obvious to some folks, but for those of y'all who are a bit confused and wondering why, Bill Haney is taking this approach with Boots Ennis, we definitely going to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Before we get into the live, of course, man, I want to, give my condolences, give my prayers out to Prichard and his family. They're going through a tough time right now, y'all. For those of y'all who don't know who Prichard is and is new to the sport, whatever the case is, that's totally understandable. He was an upcoming prospect entering the contender stage, in my opinion, between the weight classes of 147 pounds and 154. Promising Puerto Rican fighter who looked like he had a whole lot of upside in terms of being marketable. Big smile, just looked like he had all of the qualities to possibly be a star. He could actually fight as well. It wasn't just the persona, the image. The kid could actually fight as well, man. And he was under the PBC banner, from what I understand, and he was taking on all challengers. You know what I mean? Really willing to step up and prove himself against anybody. And he had taken on a fight against Terrell Williams. Terrell Williams was an up and coming, prospect as well, entering the contender stage. They were both undefeated fighters, and the fight was competitive from the very beginning. But what was clearly noticeable was the dirty tactics that Terrell Williams had decided to engage in. I don't know if it was frustration. I don't know if it was, just him being overly aggressive and just going, attempting to bend the rules by any means. I don't know exactly what his intentions were. I did see that he was filled with regret after the fight. But in the moment, he was partaking in some illegal activities during the fight. And, he getting hit behind the head is known as rabbit punches. You know what I'm saying? That part of the back of the head shots are very dangerous because that's like the least protected part of your brain. That's why, referees and, sanctioning bodies are very stern about, not allowing rabbit punches, because that could really lead to fighters having health issues and possibly passing away. And Prichard had gotten hit with so many of them, man. So many of them had slid by, and he was visibly complaining, and you could see that the effects of the rabbit shots were taking its course. You know what I mean? He kept holding behind his head. He's letting the referee know, like, damn, bro, like this is becoming too much. And everybody thought that Prichard was just complaining or being a diva, when in reality he was screaming for help, man. And that's what really killed me more than anything, watching that fight. And to be honest with you, man, I can't put myself together to rewatch that fight. It's absolutely heartbreaking to watch. And then the referee is, being stern with Prichard instead of, Terrell Williams. And they actually went through with calling the fight a TKO and just giving Prichard a loss as if like he was beat fair and square. And that threw me for a loop, man. And I didn't understand what was going on at the moment, but when I was hearing that he had, from what I understand, I heard he had collapsed and, went into a coma for months. I thought it was over then and there, but Prichard had actually showed us that he was a true champion, man. That man went through that situation. He went through that coma. He found the strength within himself to get up out of that coma, even though he was no longer the same person, in terms of being able to take care of himself, walk around by himself, attend to himself. He gave us another 11 years of life, man. When a lot of people ain't wake up from them comas, especially in boxing. A lot of people didn't wake up from no comas. They didn't make it out of that hospital bed. You know, they never opened their eyes again. Prichard Cologne was actually able to open his eyes again, spend time with his family, give them everything that he had left. You know, even when they're showing him and and his parents care, he can't really talk, but you could see that his spirit was still glowing, man. Like at the weigh-ins, like he's smiling and he's being so positive. You could tell he just has such a bright personality, and he showcased the same personality even when he wasn't able to talk, when he wasn't able to walk. None of that. You can see he's visibly smiling. He's happy to be around his family, and he probably didn't even know what had happened to him. But the fact that he remained positive when he had every reason not to be, man, like Prichard Cologne was a special person, man. Um, every time I came across those videos, because I did follow his family on social media, um, I was just so happy to see him with a positive attitude, but at the same time, my heart would break for him. And I'm not gonna lie, like I knew that he was dealing with health issues, obviously, but I didn't really see a situation where he would just suddenly pass away. So my dad had actually broke the news to me. It was early this morning while I was working, and I'm not gonna lie, man, um, that hit hard. That hit hard. I didn't expect for that to hit me as hard as it did, but it did. I didn't get to, shed tears or anything like that, but I ain't gonna lie, like it was moments where I had to pull myself together, because if I'd have continued to uh think of that situation, then it might have gotten there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do care about boxing that deeply. I do care about fighters that deeply, even though I may dislike some fighters. I may not or disagree with them on certain stances and approaches that they take in the ring or outside of the ring, business wise, whatever the case is. I really do care about these fighters, man, and I want them. And as a boxing coach, somebody who done gave years of their life to the game and had, health issues, myself, not boxing inflicted, health issues, but regardless, you know, um, somebody who done gave their life to boxing, man, I wouldn't want to see any of these dudes, despite how much I dislike them, to go through something like that. You know what I'm saying? So, man, like I said, my prayers go out to Richard Cologne, Richard Cologne's father, his mother, his family that was all taking care of him in the meanwhile. Um, I hope you guys, find peace over time. You know what I'm saying? Prichard Cologne is in a better place, man. He was a true champion. And I hope that the memory of him continues to live on. Uh, and man, I just can't help but think, at the same time, Prichard Cologne gotta be one of the biggest what ifs within the last decade or two, man. Like for how promising he looked and how the way he was shining under the lights, and his momentum, his energy just in the ring was just phenomenal. And even though he didn't get to show us how good he was, he proved to be a true champ throughout this whole situation. So, I mean, prayers out to Prichard Cologne, man. The boxing community will always remember you, man. We love you, man. And I hope you have a good old time up there in heaven, man, because that's definitely where you went. And the fact that you were able to live 11 years strong with a traumatic brain injury that a lot of people never had the opportunity to get through. It says a lot about you and your character and your overall strength as a human being. So, God bless Prichard Cologne. God bless his family. And the boxing community will always be behind the Colognes, man. So, I mean, that's how we're going to start the live. I appreciate everybody that's coming through showing love. Let me see what the comments are saying. Shout out to the boy Z. What's going on, brother? Sean Terrence, what up? Josue Hernandez, what's going on? What's going on? Z, do not feel bad, brother. You did not know that this was going to happen. And, we say things that could be insensitive at times. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. We human beings. Marissa Alvarez, absolutely. What's going on, little sis? Marlon, what up? Tricks, what's going on? Ralph, Dangerous Desire Bullies. He said we were just talking about him too. Yeah, we definitely were. That was what was crazy to me. I was actually saying that to myself. I was like, damn, we just brought up Prichard Cologne the other day. And it was recently too. It was like not even a week ago. I forgot what live it was, but it definitely was recently that we were speaking about him. So to get this news, man, it's tragic. But I hate to say it, but we're in a very brutal, violent sport. So these things are gonna happen. Injustices are obviously gonna happen. It is boxing. And this was just a situation where, it was a mix of dirty tactics from the opponent, poor officiating from the fighter, and a fighter falling victim to the game. This wasn't the first time that this had happened before. You know what I'm saying? We seen the Gerald McClellan situation. We seen Dadashev. We seen the Patrick Days. Like we done seen this multiple times, and unfortunately, man, as fucked up as it sounds, this won't be the last time. That's just the sport that we chose to love, and with this sport comes consequences. So it just sucks that what sucks about this, because there's some people who just take punishment and their body can't take it, and they become casualties of the sport of boxing. This one stings a little bit more, in my opinion, because this could have been prevented. Like, I honestly feel like if the referee was stern with Terrell Williams from the beginning, I think Prichard would still be here, man. That's what I personally believe, man. I didn't see anything that made me feel like Prichard Cologne had a prior injury due to the fight. I think all of the damage happened in the ring that night. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong. And if that's the case, if what I'm saying is accurate, then, Prichard Cologne should still be with us today. I mean, possibly being a world champion, possibly being a top fighter, you know what I'm saying? Possibly being in some mega fights, possibly representing Puerto Rico very well. We'll never know, but I think that's what stings more than anything, man. He was young, talented, great personality. The people loved his character. You know what I mean? Like Prichard Cologne used to show the ring card girls love. You seen that, John? When he'll weigh in and stuff, and he'll show how many fighters pay the ring card girls mind and shit. Like he's smiling, he taking pictures with them, and he just seemed like such a bright soul. So it sucks, man. It sucks, but hey, man, one thing I learned in this life: can't question God, bro. Everything happens for a reason, even if we don't understand it. God makes no mistakes. So, yeah. Let me see. King of Brooklyn, what up, brother? Shout out to everybody that's showing Prichard Cologne love, man. If y'all have Facebook, please send y'all love, send y'all condolences to Richard Cologne, man. He definitely needs all of the prayers. He needs all of the positive words that he could get, man. So y'all could probably look him up on Facebook in the search bar. Richard Cologne, not Prichard, Richard. That's the father's name. I'm sure one of his posts that I'm sure is going viral at this point will pop up at the top of that feed, and you can go ahead and send your prayers out, man. I think that's the main thing. I think that's one of the biggest things we could do. I dropped a video on the situation. I reported on it very early before these media outlets did. And it's getting a lot of views, so I appreciate that. But I decided not to monetize it because it just don't feel right to make money off of speaking on somebody's death. I mean, that's just me, and I ain't really big on the money anyway. But that in particular, I don't want to collect no money speaking on a subject that involves, you know, families going through pain and hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't monetize the video. I put the video up. It's doing some great numbers right now. And if y'all subscribe to the channel based off of that video, I appreciate it very much, man. Thank you. Jalil Aziz, what up? J Cash, Bethaniel, what up? My boy Trick said, Mazuma, did you know Terrell Williams' trainer was Joe Goosen? I think it's odd Joe never said anything about Cologne's condition over the years. I don't know if anybody ever asked him about it, to be honest with you, but even then, that can be looked at as weird. The problem, the thing is, I knew who Terrell Williams was way before he fought Prichard Cologne because I used to watch Ellie Seckbeck's videos when he used to be at, Goosen's, boxing gym out in I forgot what part of California it's in, but it's I think it's not Fresno. It's somewhere near LA or whatever. And I used to watch this dude named Samson. His name is Jamel Barnes. He was like a founder of like the Avalon Garden Crips and all of that. And he ended up becoming homeless or whatever the case is. So he used to be outside the boxing gym talking about how he would have beat up Mike Tyson and all that. It was comedy. It was comedy. He was like an old delusional dude or whatever the case is. He still got a YouTube channel. He still be talking crazy. But I remember, Ellie Seckbeck used to record like Terrell Williams walking into the gym. They used to call him Tiger and all of that, before Tiger Johnson. And he was undefeated coming up. And like I said, I met Terrell Williams in person because he fought on one of our pro fighters' undercards, back when we was rocking heavy with King's Promotion. So I'm familiar with who Terrell Williams is. Not only that, but for those of y'all who didn't hear my previous story, I told y'all about how Prichard Cologne's people was protesting outside of the arena because they didn't want Terrell Williams to fight anymore. And they followed Terrell wherever Terrell Williams was fighting at. They followed him there and they protested and they protested and they protested. So I got a personal experience. I remember walking out the building and they had signs and all types of stuff. My dad could vouch for me. Like, that really happened in Philadelphia. He had a fight scheduled in California, from what I understand. They was protesting. They decided to pull Terrell Williams off of the card and put his bout over in Philadelphia, which is across the country. They followed him across the country, bro. And they protested, man. And I don't know what's going on with Terrell Williams at this point, but those emotional reactions that he had in the ring, because come on, bro, like, we done been in the game so long. We know punching behind the head is a no-no, man. We don't even allow that in sparring with headgear where the back of the head is protected. That's a big no-no. And that's such a serious no-go that like shit could escalate outside of the ring if a fighter continues to do that. Like, I know for certain if my guy is sparring somebody, let's say he's from outside of the gym or whatever the case is, you only got like 2 to 3 times to do that before shit start getting a little hectic, get a little rowdy in this motherfucker. Like, the first one is like, yo, bro, watch behind the head. You gotta cool up, you gotta chill with that. You do it a second time, it's like, yo, watch behind the head, bro. You do that shit again, now it's like, all right, bro, like, this is a choice at this point. You're fucking with my fighter's well-being. You're trying to purposely hurt my fighter, so now it's not boxing anymore. And that's just in the gym. Like, that shit could escalate where people could get really beat up outside of the ring, me, you, whoever. You feel me? So we know that coming up in boxing, that hitting behind the head is like a serious no-no. Like, you know what I mean? So Terrell knew what he was doing when he was in the moment. You feel me? Yeah, you got another up-and-coming contender / prospect in front of you, and you looking to, make a point, send a statement out to the boxing world, but that wasn't the way to do it, bro. And as a result of you making those emotional making those emotional moves, you ruin your career. That stain will never come off of your jacket. You know what I'm saying? You ruined this dude life. You feel me? Like you ruined this dude life, and his life ended up, and I think Prichard Cologne only lived to be 33 years old. And his life was cut short as a result of your emotional, actions. And that's something that he gotta live with the rest of his life. Maybe he's sorry, maybe he's apologetic, maybe he's filled with regret. But he should have known, man. He should have known that was a no-no. So it's just so disappointing just seeing that story. And like I said, I can't gather the courage to rewatch that fight. I can't do it. I watched it live, bro. I can't. Now that video surfacing with Deontay Wilder crying when speaking about Prichard Cologne. Prichard Cologne can't even have kids. He'll never know what it's like to be a father just because of it. And Wilder was talking some real shit, man. He was crying and all, and I felt where he was coming from, man. So, I'm gonna move past this subject, but yeah, man, I just wanted to start this live by, sending my condolences to Prichard Cologne's family and just letting whoever, if anybody in Prichard Cologne's family is watching this, man, the boxing community is behind y'all 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? If there's anything that we could do to help you guys get through some things or whatever the case is, I'm sure y'all well off. You know what I'm saying? But if there's anything that we could do to make things better for y'all, in the name of Prichard Cologne, I would love to help. You know what I'm saying? So there's that, man. Salute to the nation, salute to the mob, man. Let's get into this next subject. I wanted to speak about Bill Haney specifically. We're moving the goalposts for Boots and exactly what his intentions are with mentioning Boots and if he actually wants that fight. You know what I'm saying? We got 34 people in the building. Salute to everybody that's coming through and showing love. My boy Jalil Aziz in the building. He said, I can understand how they feel. Man, I'm sorry to hear that, brother. Man. Let me see. Brooklyn Goodfella. Salute, brother. Shout out to Boo. We got Brooklyn heavy in the building, man. Salute to Brooklyn, man. Spread love is the Brooklyn way, man. Salute to the brothers. All of the top name boxers are freezing Devin and Bill out. The promoters don't like dealing with Bill, and fans not really interested to watch Dev fight. I disagree with that last statement. I definitely think the fans want to see Devin fight because all these fans are talking about is who Devin Haney should fight next. And some of the biggest fights that can be made in boxing today involve Devin Haney's name. We talking about Devin Haney right now, possibly fighting Jaron Ennis. There's a demand to see Devin Haney fight, so I don't agree with that, brother. We want to see him fight Shakur. We want to see him fight Keyshawn. Bro, we tuned into a live purse bid because we was excited about seeing Devin Haney fight. So I definitely don't think that's the case. Now, whether promoters like dealing with Bill or not, I'm not sure. Probably not because Bill tries to get every dollar he can for his son as a manager / promoter should. But at the end of the day, these promoters, they see some type of upside of Devin Haney if they keep trying to do business with him. You know what I'm saying? If the zone is giving Devin Haney a nice little check and signing him directly to a network deal, there's definitely some profit that could be made off of Devin Haney. So that's for sure. But in terms of like the top name boxers freezing Devin out, that's just hurting them at the end of the day because they're not gonna step outside of a Devin Haney fight 9 times out of 10 and get a bigger check. You feel me? Like Keyshawn pulled out of the purse bid with Devin Haney. What is he gonna do? What fight is he gonna take right now? That's gonna give him more monetary gain. That's gonna give him more than $3 million for a fight. Ain't nobody at 140 to 147 gonna give Keyshawn Davis more than $3 million for a fight. Shakur Stevenson, who is he gonna fight that he'll make more money off of than Devin Haney? Tank ain't around. That motherfucker ain't coming around till 2027. Shakur talking about he coming back, later this year, October or whatever the case is. Who is he gonna fight that is gonna guarantee him a bigger purse than he would if he were to fight Devin Haney? The answer is nobody. So as far as I'm concerned, man, freezing freezing these guys, freezing Devin Haney out is only fucking themselves over because you're not going to go anywhere else and get your bag. It's not going to happen. So I don't know, man. I don't really know what to make of that overall, but salute to the brother Brooklyn, good fella. Shout out to Brooklyn overall, man. Without Brooklyn, there'd be no me. My father is a Brooklyn native. You feel me? So I got a lot of love for Brooklyn, and I love being there, man. Every time I go over to Brooklyn, it just like I said, New York just reminds me of a big ass version of Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like Philly is a dope city, obviously, but it's so much smaller. Like New York, like everything is like bigger. The streets, the fucking sidewalks, all that shit, the buildings. It's crazy. But all the different like restaurants. I got millions of restaurants in New York, man. Just in Brooklyn alone, everywhere I look at restaurant. Like, God damn, so many different stores, and it's a lot to do in New York, bro. That's for sure, bro. I would actually like to spend more time over there, like actually staying there and shit like that. I think that'd be dope, man. And they got a dope boxing community over there too. So I definitely want to tap in. I want to branch out and establish some relationships out in New York. I've been able to do so in Jersey, Delaware. I mean, obviously Philly, but New York, I would like to see what they boxing culture is like and spend some time over there. But regardless, I'm ready to get into this subject, man. Marlon said Devin is the face of boxing. I mean, Marlon said that. Marlon said, salute to Marvin with the Bugatti. With the Bugatti. As the profile pic, he said Devin is the face of boxing. One of my homies had actually asked me that question this morning while I was riding around, getting some shit done. He said, bro, who do you think the face of boxing is? And I want to share this real quick before we get into this subject, because I got a lot of shit I got to say, man. To me personally, there is no face of boxing just yet. It's a lot of faces in the sport of boxing, but to definitively say that there's one face of boxing in this current climate of boxing, I think that's inaccurate. I think what a lot of people do is they say, oh, this guy's the face of boxing, when in reality, that's probably just their favorite fighter. To me, in order for you to be the face of boxing, you got to have two things going on simultaneously, in my opinion. You have to be the biggest attraction, and you have to represent the sport well. So what that means is you gotta be an attraction. You gotta put asses in the seats, and you have to consistently prove that you are that guy. You feel me? Z says you got to hit that Forbes list. I mean, possibly got to hit that Forbes list. Like Andre, and this may be a hot take, but like Terrence Crawford, was he pound? And you don't. And this is the thing. Like you could be pound for pound number one and still not be the face of boxing. That can happen. For instance, Floyd Mayweather was pound for pound number one in the lead up to that Oscar De La Hoya fight. How do I know? Because I remember they was promoting him as a pound for pound number one guy against the cash cow. But De La Hoya was the face of boxing at that time. The reason why Oscar De La Hoya was the face of boxing at that time was because, for one, this motherfucker put asses in the seats. He was the golden boy. This motherfucker sold out wherever he went. And every fight he had was a big fight. And De La Hoya constantly, win or loss, went up against the best competition, stood in big fights. So I think what makes you the face of boxing is, one, are people wanting to see you? And two, are you constantly giving the boxing game big fights? You know what I'm saying? Like fights that people want to see. I don't think anybody's the face of boxing right now because, for one, ain't nobody. There's like no crazy, like like Naoya Inoue is doing a great thing, and like Japan and all that, selling that shit out. But I think in order for you to be the face of boxing, you have to take over the U.S. market. That's just me. That's what I think. Like Anthony Joshua was selling hella seats out in the UK, the Wembley, the O2, all that shit. But I would never say that he was the face of boxing. I think you have to find a way to take over the U.S. market, and you have to constantly show and prove, and take the biggest fights, win these fights. Like Floyd Mayweather was able to do that. Floyd Mayweather was putting asses in the seats, and this dude constantly went up against elite level opposition, put on big fucking fights, and most importantly, won those big fucking fights. So is there a lot of promising people in the sport of boxing right now? Yes. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Tank still around. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Jaron Ennis. And there's plenty of more guys that I haven't mentioned that may possibly take over the sport. But I think as of right now, that crown is up for grabs. So I said all of that to say, you know what I mean? I don't think there's a face of boxing right now. I think there's a lot of tremendous talent. I think there's a lot of people that's capable of being the face of boxing, but I can't say that there's one guy who just completely took over the game like Floyd did, like Oscar De La Hoya did, like Muhammad Ali did, like Sugar Ray Leonard did, like Roy Jones. Like we don't have. There's not nobody who's definitively taken over the sport of boxing yet. This guy might have a moment. This guy might have a moment, but nobody is running away with the crown. You know what I'm saying? And the only way that'll happen is if all these motherfuckers fight each other. That's the reality of the situation. We're not going to see no face of boxing until these dudes fight each other. So let's say, for instance, Devin Haney gets on a nice little run. He fights Shakur, beats Shakur, fights Keyshawn, beats Keyshawn, fights Boots, beats Boots. All right, nigga. Like, you are running away with the crown, and at this point, you're gonna have to put this dude pound for pound number one, and you gotta name him the face of boxing if he knocking down that type of elite level opposition. Same shit goes for Gervonta Davis. Let's say Gervonta Davis grow a motherfucking pair, and he go fight Shakur. He knocks Shakur out. Then with the star power that he already has, then he fights Devin Haney, stops Devin Haney, rematches Ryan, stops Ryan. Like, if he just start going on crazy, like if he just start tweaking like that, it's like, all right, that motherfucker Tank a bad motherfucker, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, he a bad motherfucker. Like, you got to give him the crown. But nobody has done that yet, is what I'm trying to say. Like, Floyd basically fought everybody in his motherfucking era. Of course, there was some guys that was left out, unfortunately. But, you know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd fought fucking Zab Judah. He fought Carlos Baldomir, Ricky Hatton, Oscar De La Hoya, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Pacquiao. That fucking he even ended his career fighting Andre Berto, who was in his era. Fucking Floyd really fought everybody. Chop, Gennaro Hernandez, Angel Man Freddy. Like, all he did was just run that shit up. Juan Manuel Marquez, like, he just showed improved each and every time while simultaneously selling out the MGM Grand every time he stepped in that motherfucker, bro. They said he would generate over $1 billion every time he for Las Vegas every time he did a fight. They said that nigga was getting. They said Floyd Mayweather. I don't know if this is true. They said Floyd Mayweather was getting percentages of these fucking these hotel bookings, man. Floyd was eating, man. They said Canelo be getting 80% of the profits that, the vendors be getting at his fights, and these niggas be getting to the bread, bro. I think these motherfuckers be getting more bread than what they be putting online. But anyways, let's speak about this Devin Haney, Bill Haney, Jaron Ennis situation, man. Let's get into it, because I'm dragging my feet at this point. You feel me? So just like how I did the last time with speaking on, what was that? The Terrence Crawford and Jaron Ennis situation, man. I just want to, educate you guys on, for those of y'all who are of course new to the sport of boxing, or maybe a little bit lost in what's going on between Bill Haney, Jaron Ennis, Devin Haney, and you're not really hearing much from Jaron Ennis' side. So it's really just like some one side of shit that's going on right now. But I just want to talk about what I believe Bill Haney's doing. And I do think that Bill Haney has his promoter hat on, and I think he's using Jaron Ennis' name. So, but let me tell you why. Let me tell you why, man. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the mob. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching this whole thing develop for some time now. It's been about a year. I'm gonna say that I've been falling back, watching all of this shit go on. And after hearing Bill Haney's latest interview on Cameron show, It Is What It Is, I think I'm starting to see exactly like what's going on here with Bill. And before anybody jumps in the comments and calling me a Haney hater, which would be fucking crazy, I literally welcomed the Haneys into Pivot Boxing Academy. Sean Haney had his second amateur fight in my fucking gym. You know what I'm saying? And I got pictures. I got a picture with Bill and Sean, and I've always talked well on Devin Haney's name actively. One of my biggest goals on MAZUMA TV is to get a Devin Haney interview. You know what I'm saying? So can't nobody say I'm a Haney hater, bro. I'm trying to call this shit straight down the middle and trying to give you guys my perspective and how the way I see it. You know what I'm saying? I would never come on here and call Devin Haney a coward. I'm not saying that Devin will never fight Boots, bro, because at this point, man, Devin is a fucking dog. I think he'll fight anybody. I think he believes in himself that much. I think he's shown that to date. And I ain't gonna lie, like Devin even expressed publicly, interest in fighting Boots. You feel me? So I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, he ducking, he's scared of. What I'm questioning is Bill Haney's constant use of Jaron Ennis's name. You know what I mean? Because when I went ahead and I put this little timeline together for y'all, I don't necessarily see a team that's urgently trying to make the Jaron Ennis fight happen. You know what I'm saying? What I see is Bill Haney, and shout out to him because he just happens to be a fucking marketing genius at this point. Continuously, I see him continuously attaching Devin's name to Boots. You feel what I'm saying? One of the hottest and most relevant fighters in American boxing today is Jaron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? But along with him attaching his name to Jaron Ennis's name, he's simultaneously giving us reasons why the fight doesn't need to happen right now. You know what I'm saying? And there's a difference between promoting the idea of a fight and actually trying to make a fight, happen. You feel what I'm saying? Bethaniel says Bill always be talking. Tago said Bill Haney a master word trapper. He definitely know how to use his words, bro. He definitely. And one thing about Bill, he really be exposing these motherfuckers' comprehension skills because Bill will give them an answer, but he'll give them the answer, but he'll word it in a certain way, and they'll be like, "Well, what's the answer, Bill?" Or he told you the answer, nigga. You lost though. Like you having trouble keeping up with the man. But anyways, man. Let's go through this timeline. You feel me? So the earliest that I could recollect, and y'all could probably correct me in the chat if anything, the earliest moments that I could recollect the Haneys and Boots' name being associated with each other was when Bill Haney had put together that Devin Haney versus everybody list. You know what I'm saying? And when I did my research, that had taken place about a year and some change ago today. So I'm gonna say like May of 2025. So Bill Haney puts out the whole Devin Haney versus everybody list, and he gives us a list of everybody that Devin supposedly wants. And it was Teofimo Lopez, Shakur, you had Tank, of course, and then at number 4, you had Jaron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? Boots didn't just wake up randomly one morning and attach himself to Devin Haney. You know what I'm saying? Boots fans like myself didn't call for this fight to happen. Bill Haney put Boots on Devin's list. He introduced Boots' name to the conversation. So from that point forward, when boxing fans start asking, all right, what's up with Jaron Ennis versus Devin Haney? You can't act like people are crazy for asking. You know what I'm saying? Bill put out the list. Devin Haney versus everybody. And Boots was one of the first names on the motherfucking list. Right? So then a little bit after that, hold on. Shout out to my boy Forever Runway Fashion Line 448 with the $2 super chat. He said, what's your perception about Dev? I think Dev is a phenomenal fighter, man. And I think he represents boxing pretty well, man, because look at what Devin Haney does, man. Devin Haney, he tries to make the biggest fights possible. You know what I mean? He gives the game blood, sweat, and tears, consistency. He's very disciplined. You know, like Devin don't got no opponent lined up right now, but you see him actively working. You see him, making adjustments in the ring, taking fights that, stylistically could give him some type of fits, like, the Lomachenko fight. I thought that, they gave him some fits. You know what I'm saying? And he showed true dog in that Ryan Garcia fight, kept getting up off of the canvas, kept fighting. So this dude has the heart of a lion, man. He's very disciplined. He's skilled as fuck. And I wouldn't count him out against anybody. Do I think he beats Boots? No, but I would never count him out. I think that'd be foolish to do. When you got somebody in Devin Haney who's as experienced as he is, as accomplished as he is, as disciplined as he is, as skilled as he is, if I didn't say that already, that's not somebody you ever want to downplay and act like he ain't shit. You feel what I'm saying? So Devin Haney is a hell of a fighter. Like Floyd Mayweather, he's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter. He's very disciplined, which being disciplined like Devin Haney, you have like a psychological advantage over a lot of these guys, because a lot of these guys don't really want it how they claim they do. A lot of these dudes be lacking, drinking, smoking, you know what I mean, partying, you know what I mean, not staying in the gym, just waiting until they get a fight date in order to start working. Not many people are on Devin Haney's level mentally. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I think he beats a majority of these guys, man. But that's my perception about Devin. Great fighter, very disciplined, and I think he's a great example of what you should be in the sport of boxing. So let's continue on with this timeline. So we spoke about the moment where Boots was put on their list, right? But then something random happens, in my opinion, when we fast forward, and the fight actually gets discussed between the two, right? So Devin has the fight with Jose Ramirez. He was heavily criticized for that fight, but nonetheless, he won the fight, right? Ryan Garcia wasn't immediately available because he lost. He got smoked by Rolly Romero that same night. Other options are being discussed and all of that. And at some point, Devin Haney and Jaron Ennis was actually spoken about. And it was a real conversation behind the scenes. And it was verified by both guys. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole hour arguing about this 147 versus 152 situation because, Boots and Dev gave us two different stories. Devin says that they were interested in fighting Boots at 147. He agreed to fight Boots at 47, and then Boots' side came back with 152, and Devin was like, why would I fight Boots at 152 when I haven't even fought at 147 yet? That was a valid point. That was fair. I never criticized him for that. But then Boots actually came out and told his version of the story when he was on Akin Barak's show. And Boots says somebody approached him about fighting Devin at 152. So according to Boots, 147 was never discussed. They were just like, yo, would you fight Devin Haney at 152? He said yes, and they never heard anything back. So based off of that, they may be both telling the truth, but from different perspectives. I personally feel like the information got the Boots team first, and because they knew Boots was already transitioning to 154 at the time, and I could confirm because I was actually, around when I seen Boots getting all pumped the fuck up. I'm seeing him pumping weights, and I'm like, yo, wow, Boots look big as shit. Bro, he moving up to 54, man. He can't get these champions in the ring, so he just moving up to 54. I'm like, wow. But he didn't publicly announce it, but I knew weeks before that Boots was moving up to 54. So I think that his team already knew that. So they sent, before it got to Jaron Ennis's desk, they sent that little, counter, like, can we do that 152? Can we do that 152? So before Devin Haney can answer, I think they brought it over to Jaron Ennis and was like, yo, would you fight Devin Haney at 152? Yeah. All right, cool. So they brought it over to Dev. Dev said no. Just didn't make sense at the time. One guy was looking to get acclimated to 47. Another guy was looking to get acclimated to 154. It is what it is. They trying to spin this narrative like, oh, well, Boots was active at 47 at the time that they offered the fight with Devin Haney. That's not the case. I got plenty of people that be around Boots that could confirm that he was already in the process of moving up to junior middleweight and was already feeling like he was underperforming, sticking around at 147 too long. So he made the move up. He didn't announce it publicly, so I can see how it could look that way. But regardless, like I said, I'm not going to spend an hour going back and forth on this. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Two different stories. There could have been a miscommunication between, the representatives. Unless somebody provides actual fucking receipts, I'm not going to sit there and act like I know what the fuck happened. You know what I mean? And to be honest, we don't even need to know that situation to create this larger point that I'm trying to put out here. What matters is like the timeline is simple, y'all. Devin versus Boots was discussed. The fight didn't happen. Everybody moved on. All right, cool. So then we get to Brian Norman Jr., right? And like I'm not going to get into the specifics with Brian Norman either, but this is where Bill Haney's approach towards Boots started getting interesting to me, because Brian Norman Jr. already had been a target for Jaron Ennis. Boots wanted to be undisputed at 147. Norman had one of the belts that Boots needed. He had the WBO title, of course, but the fight didn't happen. And one of the major issues that we all know about was the money. Brian Norman's side, Brian Norman Sr. came on our channel. He let it be known they wanted significant money to fight Boots. You feel me? And eventually Bill Haney starts talking about Norman and basically taking this angle on Cameron's podcast where he's like, Boots gonna give Brian Norman what he wanted, but what we did, basically insinuating some type of shit where it's like Jaron Ennis had lowballed Brian Norman, but they gave Brian Norman the money that he was looking for, so why couldn't Boots do it? Or whatever the case is. Well, I don't know what angle he was trying to take with that, but I think he was definitely trying to insinuate that Boots lowballed Brian Norman when that's absolutely ridiculous. And I think it was a bit misleading, to be honest with you. But anyways, Devin gets the Brian Norman fight. He beats him. Outclasses him. And Devin Haney definitely deserves credit for that. Like, I don't care who you like. I don't care if you're a Boots fan. I don't care if you hate the Haneys. Devin Haney still got inside that ring and beat Brian Norman. Dropped him, all types of shit. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give him his credit. My problem with this situation is how Bill uses the financial aspect of the situation against Boots. You know what I'm saying? Because you're comparing two completely different economic situations. Let's just keep it real. Like a traditional promotional company, which was, Boots and Norman's situation, aka Matchroom Boxing, putting together an event to look at what a fight is worth. You know what I mean? They're looking at ticket sales. They're looking at, the broadcast value. They're looking at sponsorships. They're looking at revenue. They looking at everything. And then from there, they're able to put together a number that they feel like they could reasonably guarantee the fighters, right? You know what I mean? That's just business for you. But when you got Turkey Al-Sheikh behind you, when you got the Saudis, when you got the Saudi money in the motherfucking equation, that's a completely different situation, y'all. Saudi-backed boxing events have repeatedly demonstrated that they're willing to overpay motherfuckers to make fights happen. So if Matchroom looks at Boots versus Norman and says, this is what we believe Brian Norman is worth for this particular event, and Norman says, nah, I want more, and the fight doesn't happen, then later the fucking Saudis come around and give Norman considerably more fucking money than what Boots offered him. That doesn't automatically mean that Boots lowballed Brian Norman. Nah. It means somebody with deeper fucking pockets was willing to pay above what a regular promoter believed the fight was commercially justified. Two different things, y'all. So when Bill frames it like, see, Boots couldn't give Brian Norman what he wanted. We cashed Brian Norman out. My question is, nigga, who? I just wanted to ask Bill. I wish I would. Who is we? Because if somebody else was putting massive money together to make this fight happen, you need to provide that context, because otherwise you're being misleading. And like I said, Devin Haney deserves all the credit in the world for being Brian Norman. You know what I mean? But don't take Saudi money and use them to rewrite history like Boots personally had $10 million sitting underneath, you know what I mean, his motherfucking mattress and his shoebox or whatever, and refused to give Brian Norman the bread. That's not what happened. And that's not how the way this boxing promoting shit work. When you got, when you're, especially when your pockets ain't as deep as Turkey Al-Sheikh. You feel me? Let me see what the people talking about. Matchroom was working with Turkey too for events. That's very true, Bella. Eddie Hearn and Turkey was actually working very close, but not for that particular fight. You know what I mean? Turkey wasn't involved. I heard they was trying to get Turkey involved, but for some reason, Turkey Al-Sheikh just wasn't interested. That's what I heard. That's what I heard behind the scenes. You can take that information for what it is. You know what I mean? But Turkey was involved, was doing business with Eddie Hearn, yes, but for that particular fight, that was solely matchroom boxing. To be real, I don't think Turkey has done business with Jaron Ennis yet, to my knowledge. But let me see that. Revelations in the building. He said Bill is only doing this because, hold on, they know Boots ain't going to respond, so they're taking advantage of that to run narratives. That's interesting. Trick said, I know damn well Bill didn't contribute $1 to the event, funded all by Turkey. And that's okay, shit. If you ain't got to put $1 up and you receiving all the bread, shit, that's very convenient. That's very smart. You feel me? But it's just like, I didn't understand. And, you able to get that shit off on Cameron and, his homies and all that. Because the reality is these niggas is casuals. They don't know boxing. I appreciate them speaking boxing because, they giving their audience something to look at for the sport of boxing, and they may convert to boxing fans as a result of that podcast with Bill Haney. I appreciate that. But Bill Haney wouldn't have been able to get that off on a motherfucker like me. That's all I'm saying. You feel me? So that's what kind of threw me off. Like, yeah, Boots wasn't able to give him the money that he was looking for, and but we did. It's like very misleading, Bill. But whatever. Let's continue on. New Money Brent says, y'all like who y'all like and don't like who y'all don't. Who are you insinuating that I don't like? Because if you're insinuating, and I don't know if you're speaking specifically to me, but if you're insinuating that I don't like the Haneys, you're obviously new to the channel, and you would be very much wrong, because I literally got love for both of these guys. I fuck with Dev, I fuck with Bill, I fuck with Jaron Ennis, I fuck with Bozy. I got great relationships with both guys. Bill just sent me some shit, sent me a message the other day. You know what I mean? We trying to set up, we might have to slide up New York to get some work in. We cool. Bozy and them always hitting. We came by the last couple camps to support Boots to get ready for his fights. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know who you referring to, but you know what I'm saying? Can't be talking to me, because if you're making that point towards me, then you would just be very uneducated. You sound very uneducated, aka ignorant. Simon says Devin beats Boots easy style. Devin beats Boots easy. Style makes fights, and Devin's style is different to all the fighters. He freezes fighters. You must be on PEDs to beat him. That's why Boots didn't want to take the fight at 47. Hey, man, you're entitled to your opinion, Simon. I heavily disagree. Saying that somebody got to be on PEDs to beat Dev is insane. I think everybody's beatable, but I mean, to each his own, bro. I ain't even about to be going back and forth with them with these dudes about this topic. You feel how you feel, brother. But to say that anybody beats Boots easy, that's crazy. I don't think it's an easy fight for either one of them. Devin gonna have some obstacles. Boots gonna have some obstacles. You know what I'm saying? I think Boots beats him, but I'm not gonna say that it's a cakewalk. I think that'd be very ignorant of me to say, but like I said, you entitled to your opinion, man, and I ain't gonna make anybody, be uncomfortable because I disagree with their opinion. So let's continue on, because I'm not even done my spiel, man. I actually got to see what was the last part that I was speaking. Oh yeah, I didn't really like how Bill tried to frame that narrative, like, oh, like Boots, like Boots purposely gave Brian Norman short bread, and we gave him short bread, and we gave him the bread that he wanted. It's like, bro, when you're being backed by fucking trillionaire Saudis, you're gonna have a lot more success in getting fights done in comparison to a promoter who has to, make sure that they're putting the right amount of money out there, because if they lose a significant amount of money, they won't be in business long. It's different. But anyways, what I also heard Bill Haney say is pretty much poking holes in Jaron Ennis's resume as well. I seen him say before, has Boots ever been in a fight where we felt like he was gonna lose, or and, you know what I'm saying? Like, I understand that. I get your point. You know what I mean? Like, Boots, even though I've seen a lot of people picking Xander to beat Boots, I did see that. I've seen a lot of people picking fucking Haney-Ennis against Boots. You know, that's a 50-50 fight. There's a whole compilation video out here about that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bro, Xander gonna do this, Xander gonna do that, bro. And if you think I'm lying, all my niggas that was with me in Brooklyn to go watch that fight, how many Puerto Rican flags we seen? How many people we seen picking Xander? So let's not act like, you know what I mean, Boots just been in fights where everybody just thought that he was a shoo-in to win and all of that. But, you know, I heard Bill say all of that. But anyways, Bill says something else that caught my attention. And apparently the other angle is we'll beat everybody on Boots' resume. And when I heard that, I said, why? Like seriously, why are we trying to beat everybody Jaron Ennis already beat instead of just beating Jaron Ennis? You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you talking about everybody on Boots? Right? Oh, we'll do the same thing the Boots, you know, previous opponents that he did to him. And it's like, all right, bro. But what about him? You feel what I'm saying? Like, think about what you're doing here. Like, Boots fight somebody, Devin could fight him too. Boots beat somebody, Devin could beat him better. Boots couldn't make the Brian Norman deal. Devin Haney was able to make the Brian Norman deal. So now we're creating like this indirect, like Cold War, like this indirect competition between Devin Haney and Jaron Ennis. And this is where my theory about Bill's promotional tactics start really coming together. You feel what I'm saying? That's when I start people. I'm like, all right, bro, like, I see what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? But the problem with all of that is because you're doing that, eventually y'all gonna have to see Boots, because Devin doesn't actually have to fight Boots for Bill to continuously market Devin versus Boots. You know what I mean? Well, let me rephrase that because that sounded a bit confusing, right? What I'm trying to say is my theory on Bill's promotional tactics really started to make sense once I started hearing him saying that, because Devin doesn't actually have to fight Boots for Bill to continuously market them. You know what I mean? Devin versus Boots. You know, Devin versus Boots' resume, Devin versus Boots' accomplishments, Devin versus Boots' opponents. But who beat this guy better? Who made more money fighting that guy? Who has the better resume? Who has more belts? Who sold more? Who deserves the bigger split? And every single one of those conversations accomplishes the same thing, right? And that's Devin Haney versus Boots Ennis being in the headlines for us to talk about on fucking live tonight. You feel me? But here's something else. He says, to go back to that point, we'll beat everybody on Boots' resume. You know what I mean? So based off of that, you don't think Boots' resume is all that impressive. All right, cool. That's your opinion. Then explain something to me. If Boots hasn't beat anybody, if Devin can run through everybody Boots has beaten, if Boots' resume is nothing special whatsoever, why does Jaron Ennis have to become undisputed at 154 before Devin fights him? I'm going to ask that question to y'all. Yo, Bren, you got to watch the live before you start asking these questions and getting all offended, because at the beginning of my monologue, I said that I believe Dev would fight Boots. So you need to go ahead and, you know, stop being emotional. You know what I mean? Put your big girl pants on, my nigga, and rewind the live. If you're that invested, you might as well rewind the live. Listen to what I said. I said I believe Devin Haney will fight him, and I even brought up the segment where there was conversations about them possibly happening, and Devin said yes. And so let's knock it off, bro. You a little bit too uptight right now. You gotta simmer down a little bit. I ain't nobody little bro though. I ain't nobody little bro. You got me you definitely got me confused. You knew around these parts. But anyways, so like I said, if Boots hasn't beaten anybody, if Devin can run through everybody Boots is beat, you know, if Boots' resume is nothing special, why does Boots have to become undisputed at 154 before Devin fights him? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, over here you're saying, we'll beat everybody Boots beat. Then somebody says, cool, fight Boots. Then it's, well, Boots needs to handle, you know, Fundora. He needs to handle Josh Kelly. Boots needs to clear out 154. Boots needs to become undisputed. Like, all right, bro. Like, so what we doing here, right? And that brings me to the last unified champion prior to Jaron Ennis, which is Xander Zayas, right? And to this, like this right here. All right, bro. All right, little nigga. I'll holler at you. Get him the fuck up out of here. All I know is you would never do that in person. That's all I know. Niggas be talking so loose on the internet. But anyways, and that brings me to the dude that Boots just beat June 27th out in Brooklyn, Xander Zayas, right? And with Xander Zayas, that's when I noticed Bill Haney moving that goalpost just a little bit. I fuck with Bill, but this is when I see you move the goalpost just a little bit. And you can't say that I'm wrong, brother, so don't get offended. Just acknowledge it. You feel me? At one point, do y'all remember when Devin Haney was on Twitter and he was like, wait, Xander got 2 belts at 154? Or something like that. Wait, that Xander Zayas unified at 54? And at that point, it sounded like there was interest in Devin Haney possibly fighting Xander Zayas. Bill Haney did interviews and confirmed the shit. You know what I'm saying? And Xander Zayas at that point becomes a potential opponent. And, you know, boxing fans was coming out and saying, wait a minute, if Devin is willing to go to 54 to fight Xander Zayas, why wouldn't he fight Jaron Ennis, right? My boy Reed was saying that shit, and it's a valid question to ask if you're making Xander Zayas a potential opponent, but not Jaron Ennis. And one of Bill's explanations that I had heard him say in an interview was, well, and this was valid at the time, Xander's a champion. Boots isn't. And at that time, I could understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Devin Haney already had won championships across multiple divisions. And if he's moving up another weight class, why take a dangerous fight like Jaron Ennis if Boots isn't a champion, right? Instead, you can fight Xander Zayas. He's a champion. You beat him, you immediately become champion in another division. Not only a champion, but a unified champion. You actually become a 4-division world champion, which is a small list of fighters who can say that they've been 4-division champ. So, you know what I mean? From like a career, you know, like management perspective, that shit makes sense. You know what I'm saying? I might prefer the Boots fight as a boxer fan. You might prefer the Boots fight as a boxer fan. You know what I'm saying? But I could understand their logic. You know what I mean? Because the argument at the time was Xander has something that Boots doesn't have. A title. Okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? But there's one little problem, man. Boots went and beat the dog shit out of Xander Zayas, man. Jaron Ennis goes and fights the exact champion whose belt supposedly made him a more logical opponent for Devin than Boots. And Boots doesn't just beat Xander. He beats the shit out of Xander. He stops him and takes his belts. So now I'm sitting here like, I wonder what Bill Haney gonna say. I remember what you told us. Xander made sense because Xander was a champion at the time, right? Boots wasn't. Okay, cool. Boots just beat the champion that y'all niggas was looking to fight. And now Boots has the belts that you were interested in at one point in time. So surely now the Devin fight makes sense for Bill Haney, right? Nah. Now Boots has to become undisputed. The goalpost moves again, ladies and gentlemen. So that's the one thing that I noticed, man. That's the one thing that I noticed. Bill definitely moved the goalpost a little bit, and I'm sure he's going to find a way to throw in some smooth little talk to make it seem like, you know, that's not the case. But come on, man. The interviews is out here. You said it publicly. You know what I mean? You got to talking too much. And, you know what I mean? That it exposed that little moving of the goalpost that you was doing. You feel me? So now Boots has to become undisputed. The goalpost moves once again. Now we're hearing Boots has to fight the other guys at 54. You know what I mean? He needs to clear out the division. Virgil, Fundora, Josh Kelly. You know what I mean? Just clear the division out. Boots should become undisputed, and then Devin can move up and challenge him after he becomes undisputed. So let's wrap all of this shit together, right? Let's wrap this shit up. First, Boots is on the list, right? Then the fight gets discussed. They speak about it. Doesn't happen. All right, cool. Then look what we did for Brian Norman that Boots couldn't do. Okay. We paid him. Boots couldn't make the fight happen, but we did. Okay. Then we'll beat everybody on Boots' resume. All right, cool. Then Devin starts looking at 154. You know what I'm saying? The fans start asking about Boots, and the answer is, well, Xander's a champion. So that fight makes more sense than the Jaron Ennis fight. All right, cool. Understand. So Boots says, all right, cool. I'm about to go beat that champion that y'all was interested in fighting at one point in time. Let's get it popping. He goes and he fights Xander, beats him, takes his titles. So now Boots satisfies that requirement that y'all put out previously. But somehow, all of a sudden, the 2 belts ain't enough. How that work, y'all? Now this man got to become undisputed. Xander ain't had to become undisputed for y'all to be interested in him, but now Boots has to be. So Boots got to, tap into another side quest to unlock the Devin Haney final boss level fight. You feel what I'm saying? So what happens? So my question is, and y'all let me know. Y'all let me know in the chat. Y'all. Well, if Boots, hypothetically speaking, let's say he goes ahead and he becomes undisputed. Let's say he does that. Like, what's going to be next? Do he need to fight Bud? Do he need to fight Canelo? Do he need to go ahead and collect the motherfucking Infinity Stones? What the fuck do Boots got to do to lock in this Devin Haney fight, man? The requirements got to stop changing. It's one strike and you out over here, brother. You know what I mean? And just based off of that, man, just when I started really thinking about things and pointing noticing little inconsistencies of Bill Haney's, comments and statements, I started seeing through Bill's strategy a little bit, man. And that's where I was able to create that theory, and I brought it over to y'all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not inside Team Haney. Y'all said that I was on Devin Haney payroll. I promise y'all I'm not. I wish I was, but I'm not. I know Bill, but I'm not going to say that I know him personally. I don't know Devin's private plans and exactly what his goals are. I don't know conversations that they're having behind closed doors. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Boots, maybe Devin fights Boots next year. Maybe they fight 2 years from now. You know what I'm saying? Maybe the fight will never happen. I really can't call it, bro. This boxing shit is very unpredictable. But based upon what I'm watching publicly, I think Bill Haney understands very important. I think he understands something important, and that's that Boots' name is hot right now. His name has value. You attach your name to Jaron Ennis, you become a bigger name, or your name remains relevant. You know what I mean? Boots is relevant. Boots gets engagement. You know what I mean? Boots has a fan base that's growing by the day. Boots has detractors. Boots is becoming one of the biggest names in the sport of boxing today. American boxing overall, his name is getting up there. And whenever you put Devin Haney next to Jaron Boots Ennis' name, everybody is talking about it. Look how the way we talking about it right now. We got 47 people in the building, which is large viewership for this small channel. I appreciate you guys, man. You know what I'm saying? But if they were to fight, Haney fan shows up. Boots fan shows up. Philadelphia shows up. People who hate Devin show up. People who think Boots is overrated shows up. People who think Boots destroys Devin shows up. People who think Devin outboxes Boots shows up. Everybody starts arguing. This shit snowballs into a fucking crazy buildup. And guess who name stays right in the middle of that conversation, man, outside of Boots Ennis? Devin Haney. And that's why I'm starting to question Bill. I'm starting to question his strategy. You know what I mean? I'm starting to question what the strategy is. You know what I mean? Because I don't think it's necessarily we're trying to fight Jaron Ennis right now. I think the strategy is just based off of what he's saying. We're going to keep Devin Haney's name attached to Jaron Ennis because that's one of the biggest conversations in the sport of boxing. And, those are two different things. Bill understands that. That's just him being the great promoter that he is, man. You know what I mean? I'm listening to the language because this fight. Hold on, I see a super chat in the building. Shout out to my boy Forever Runway Fashion Line 448 with the $5 super chat. He says, I respect fighters a lot more now since Canelo lost to Spence. What? Canelo didn't lose to Spence. I think you meant to say Bud. I'm muted. Who said I'm muted? Am I muted, y'all? Can y'all hear me? Greg said it would happen in 2032. Can y'all hear me? Oh yeah, they hear me. They hear me, Tricks. You better check your volume. Oh, okay, you said no, it's good. All right, cool. Salute, y'all. I hope I wasn't doing all that talking for y'all niggas ain't to hear me. That'd have been devastating. But I think it's great promotional tactics on Bill Haney's end. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Like I said, I'm listening to Bill Haney's words. You know what I mean? Because it don't sound like it's something that's gonna happen right now. It sounds like that's something that's gonna happen eventually. You know what I'm saying? You know, Boots is on the list. Apparently, we want Boots. Devin, you know what I mean? They saying everything. You know, Boots is on the list. We want Boots. Devin beats Boots. We'll become 3-time undisputed. We'll beat everybody Boots beat. Boots needs at the time, Boots needs a championship. Boots needs to handle the guy at 154. Boots needs to become undisputed. Then, you know what I mean? Then we'll fight Boots. My question is, okay, so when is then? You know what I'm saying? Then we'll fight Boots. Okay, when is then? Because every time Boots gets closer to satisfying this requirement that y'all come up with, another requirement appears. You know what I'm saying? But in the meanwhile, man, Bill's going to continue to get interviews. He's going to get another headline, another viral clip, another Boots versus Haney debate, and all of that stuff. And from a promotional standpoint, bro, I could respect it, bro. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. I respect it. I think it's very smart. You know what I'm saying? Because we got to think about what happens. Boots fights Xander. Boots fights. He fights Xander. People ask, will Devin fight the winner? Boots, Devin versus Boots. Boots fights Virgil Ortiz. Would Devin fight Boots if he wins? Boots fights Fundora. Devin beats Boots. Devin versus Boots for undisputed. Like, now Devin can move up and challenge him. It's going to be a whole lot of talk. So I see what Bill is doing, man. I think it's very intelligent, but like I said, I see right through it. I see right through the promotional antics. You know what I mean? I even heard him say on Champ's side, previously, that wasn't a fight that they were going to be pursuing next at the moment and shit like that. And he even said that Boots will be the toughest puzzle to solve. You know what I'm saying? I hear what he's saying, bro. We be sitting back, we be listening, we be hearing what, what the words is. And I ain't falling for it like everybody else falling for it. You know what I mean? Shout out to the girl Bella Faith, man. One of my favorite people. I ain't gonna lie. She be keeping it real. She don't give a fuck what I be talking about. If she disagrees, she gonna let it be known. She says, well, this fight has been a topic, and the casual's gonna ask him about that Boots fight. So I get it. Yeah, it's very smart. It's very smart. And you know what I mean? The fact that we sitting here talking about it right now, we doing exactly what Bill want us to do. So it is what it is, man. We got 51 people in here for a reason. We're interested in seeing that fight. It's a very intriguing matchup. How does Boots deal with the movement, the athleticism, the quickness of Devin Haney? How does Devin Haney deal with Boots' speed, his accuracy, his output, his power? It's very interesting, man. Trix says, do you think Bill Haney is trying to build up the fight early to eventually fight Boots maybe next year? I think next year is a bit too soon, to be honest with you. We got to think about it, y'all. There's only 4 months left until 2027. That shit sound crazy, but it's a reality. We're halfway through August, y'all. Summer about to be over. You know what I mean? So you mean to tell me that within 6 months they're going to be locking in on a Jaron Ennis fight? I don't think so. I don't think that's what it's going to be. I don't think that happens in 2027, 2028, maybe. You know what I'm saying? They said Greg Hackett said 2032. By 2032, when's 2032, bro? That's like 6 years from now. Boots going to be like in his mid-30s? Nah. I don't think it's gonna be that long. But if they do fight each other after all, you know what I mean? I think Bill is building it up in case it's a fight that's possible. I don't think anybody knows whether the fight is going to happen next, but I think Bill is looking at it like, you know what? It's almost like you in the stock market, right? Let's say you in the stock market and you see potential in this one stock that's pretty low, you know what I mean, in value at the moment, but you throw a few hundred on that stock just in case it blows up. I think that's what Bill is doing. I think Bill is planting the seeds right now, just in case, because when that motherfucker sprout, he'll be able to go ahead and, you know, reap the benefits of it. You know what I mean? Scythe Bud, shout out to the boy Scythe Bud in the building. He said, Bill waiting for Boost to grow out of the division again. He said again. Damn. So you think Devin and them waited until Boost moved up from 47 to compete at 47? I don't know if Dev is one of those guys, but I feel like there was a few guys that waited until Boost left to move up. That's what I personally believe. Forever One Way Fashion Line, bro. He carrying it with the super chats today, man. The brother says Dev versus Tim Tszyu tune up for 154. I don't see that happening. I don't really see what Tim Tszyu does for Devin Haney. You know, unless Tim Tszyu becomes a champion for whatever reason. I don't see that fight happening at all. And I don't think Tim Tszyu would be an ideal opponent to help him get ready for Jaron Ennis. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that does anything for him in terms of like capturing the 154 division. Tim Tszyu isn't a world champion right now. He just beat up on a inactive, rusty shot, in my opinion, Earl Spence Jr. I don't think he really got. I don't think Tim Tszyu got any motion at 154 right now. If Tim Tszyu want to get his motion back, go ahead and rematch Bachram and beat him. Go rematch Bachram and beat him. My boy Reed said, I thought niggas don't fuck with marinating fights. It's a great point, man. Listen, I already exposed the little moving of the goalpost type shit. You feel me? Oh, yeah. Anonymous is totally right. Tim Tszyu is at 160 now. Cause I heard him say at that post-fight press conference he was staying at 160. So, yeah, he's at 160 now. So that's not even a fight to even look at, to be honest with you. But even if Tim Tszyu was still at 154, still not a fight that's desirable whatsoever. If, you know what I'm saying? That don't really make sense to me. Devin would have schooled him. Oh, yeah, that would have been a fucking classes in session. That would have been a bad job. He'd have took his ass to school, that's for sure. Trick said, do you think Devin Haney would fight Virgil Ortiz first before he gets the Boost? I'm going to say no, and the reason why I say that is because Bill Haney just told y'all, Boost got to do the heavy lifting at 54. He got to clear out 154. Devin is going to clear out 47, and then if they're both undisputed, then they can fight each other with no tune-up. That's what they said. You feel me? So I don't think they're going to look to fight anybody. According to Bill, they're not going to be looking to fight anybody at 54 except Jaron Ennis if he's undisputed. At first, he had to be a champion, but now he got to be undisputed. So, you know, it is what it is. And to be honest with you, Virgil's a very dangerous style for Dev. Dev could probably outbox Virgil, but very dangerous style. Dev is scared to get hit with 8s. Well, at 54, it's 10s. It's not 8s. 47 and down, from what I understand, unless they changed it, they said 47 and down is 8-ounce gloves, and 54 up to heavyweight is 10-ounce gloves. That's why I always laugh when Floyd was like, De La Hoya made me wear heavyweight 10-ounce gloves. First of all, 10-ounce gloves isn't only a heavyweight. You fought De La Hoya at 54, so the standard is 10-ounce gloves. So I don't even understand. Like, Floyd been he been at 47 and below for so long, he thought 8 ounces was for everybody except heavyweight. No. As soon as you move up past 47, you got 10-ounce gloves, brother. 2 ounces don't really make a difference anyway, to be honest with you. No, that's just my opinion. I've had both of them on. I didn't really feel a difference. Put 2 ounces in your hand, like something that weighs 2 ounces on your hand. It's not gonna do anything for you. 147 10-ounce gloves on request. Yeah, I remember on request, but standard 8-ounce. Now I remember when Barrios and Thurman fought, supposedly somebody had requested 10-ounce gloves. That's weird to me. I don't really understand why somebody would do that. Like, if you put on an 8-ounce glove and a 10-ounce glove, obviously you're gonna see that the 8-ounce glove is smaller and probably has slightly less padding, but they're both gonna do the same fucking damage, especially if you're a puncher. That's why I always say, like, bro, like, if you punching, you punching. Like, if you in there with a puncher, it don't matter if they got 18-ounce gloves on, you gonna feel that shit. I'm trying to tell you, like, I used to stop niggas with 18-ounce gloves on, bro. Like, that shit ain't changing a motherfucking thing. So I don't even know why. Like, why would you request 10-ounce gloves? That got to be like some psychological warfare type shit. Like, hey, that shit don't make sense to me. That 2 ounces ain't gonna stop you from getting clipped or stop a shot from being powerful. It's not gonna take no pop off your punch. I guarantee you that. Maybe if he can wear 10-ounce gloves, his power won't be the same. Good fucking luck. Bethanio, shout out to the boy Bethanio. He's upset with Fundora. He says, I hate how Fundora is like there. Dude was unified and now is fighting some no-name mandatory. What I'm trying to figure out is how the fuck, and I'm gonna keep saying this. I would love for Mauricio to provide some clarity on that if he hasn't already. How does the WBC Silver Champion become mandatory before the WBC Interim Champion? Can somebody provide any type of clarity on that? And Mauricio has said something along the lines of, oh, if they want to become mandatory, all they got to do is ask. Why do they have to ask? Bro, they're interim champion and hope to fighting for the full status belt. They shouldn't have to ask. You should just do it. If they don't want the opportunity, then they should be stripped of their interim title. And whoever is next in line to fight for the interim, they should go ahead and fight for it. And you know what I mean? Like, if you got an interim belt and your intention is not to fight the actual champion, the fucking interim belt is pointless. I don't give a fuck what Mauricio say. Oh, our interim champions are happy to be interim champion. Bro, that said nobody ever except you. You're the first nigga in human history to say that. Don't nobody give a fuck about an interim belt unless the only way that a motherfucker will be accepting of an interim belt is if it guarantees them a title shot. Don't nobody give a fuck about that shit. But that's the WBC for you, man. Shout out to my boy Forever Runway Fashion Line with another super chat. He says, why Adrian didn't listen to Mayweather about ounce gloves fighting Maidana? Is it weight or gloves that win fights? You're going to have to rewrite that, brother. I'm a bit confused by that question. So if you can rewrite that for me, you ain't got to send another super chat, brother. You ain't got to do that. Just rewrite that question so I can, understand it, and then I can give you a better answer. So to go back to Mauricio, when he said all Virgil got to do is ask for it let me know one or two things. Like, one, it made me ask, why does he have to ask for it? As an interim champion, you should just automatically give him the opportunity. And two, did Virgil and them never ask for that fight? Because I heard Virgil do an interview and he said that he talked to the WBC about it and their reasoning made no sense to him. That's what he said. So somebody lying. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Mauricio. That's all I'm saying. Interim belts are duck belts. Not necessarily, Syph, because there's people who actually have interim belts because they want to be in position to fight for actual belts. For instance, Egypt Cabello, right? He was a WBC interim champion. They just elevated him to full status champion after Usyk relinquished his titles. He was trying to fight Usyk. You know what I'm saying? He did a fight out in Turkey where he's from, for what I understand, and he knocked dude out. And then he was like, yo, like, I'm trying to fight Usyk. Like, I'm getting impatient. Like, how long I got to wait before I get an opportunity? Usyk fighting kickboxers and shit. What the fuck is going on? So, you know what I mean? These niggas don't have interim titles and be satisfied. Do not believe that. That makes no sense. And if you're satisfied being an interim champion, bro, you're an underachiever. And you must be scared of the actual champion. Who the fuck is okay with a secondary? Who the fuck happy being known as the second best? I don't understand that shit. I would rather lose to the nigga that's in first place before I sit back and be okay accepting my second. Like, nah, nigga, if you're gonna have to show me that I'm the second best. I'm not gonna sit here and be told I'm the second best, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm just happy to be here. Get the fuck out of here. No, nigga, I'm gunning after the top dude. And if I beat him, I'll become the top dude. If I don't, then maybe I am the second best. You feel me? Like with Daniel Cormier and John Jones, right? DC refused to believe that John Jones was better than him. John Jones beat him the first time. He was like, nah, this shit different the next time. They rematched. John Jones stopped him. He was like, all right, man, like the motherfucker beat me twice. There's no rivalry. The nigga's just better than me. You feel me? I respect that more than a nigga that just be that don't even want to take the chance. Like, I remember when Ryan Garcia, bitch ass, was the WBC silver champion at lightweight. Devin Haney had the WBC title. He literally was number one in Devin Haney's sanctioning body and didn't even want to go after the fight at lightweight at the time. So shit is crazy, bro. Is Virgil finna fight this year? I mean, maybe. I don't know. They said that him and Oscar cool now. All of a sudden, they cool. So they trying to get him back in the mix, but he ain't gonna fight nobody notable. I know that. He ain't gonna fight no champion. So if he does come back this year, don't expect it to be anybody that we give a fuck about him fighting. That's all I'm saying. Forever Runway says, why Adrian moving up to 47 from 35 to fight Maidana? Not listen to May about fighting. I mean, Adrian Broner always been hard-headed, brother. And Broner, at that time, he was undefeated. He was very arrogant. And he had this, like, mentality where he felt like he was invincible. So his first fight at 47 was against Paulie Malignaggi, and he got a split decision. That right there should have told him to leave welterweight the fuck alone. But Adrian Broner being because if you get a split against a washed up Paulie, bro, and you're supposedly in your prime, that's very concerning. But anyways, no diss to Paulie, but that's just the reality, bro. So then you go and fight Marcos Maidana, bro. One of the most dangerous motherfuckers, one of the most dangerous contenders in the division at the time. Done, lost some fights and shit like that, but gave everybody hell. And I think Broner was being so arrogant with the shit, he put out a poll. He put out like a vote. He said, who y'all want to see me fight next? And I think Maidana led the vote, and he chose Maidana for the WBA welterweight title of the world. And went in there believing that he was just going to wash Maidana. This nigga's on tour with Rick Ross and them, got a big-ass belly, drinking, obviously, partying, and not being focused. And Maidana was in the gym with Robert Garcia, training like his motherfucking life was at stake, grinding, giving it everything he could. And Maidana got noticeably better under Robert Garcia, and it showed in that Adrian Broner fight. Adrian Broner showed a lot of heart. It was actually one of his best performances, to be honest with you, even though he lost. Showed a lot of heart. He hurt Maidana. It was saying them niggas was going to war. But you know what I'm saying? He paid the price for being arrogant and not being prepared properly for the moment. And that's been a constant theme in AB's career since then. You know what I mean? Not giving it his all, cutting corners, bullshitting. drinking, partying, and not being all in with boxing. So, of course, man, he ain't listen. He ain't listen to his own people. You think he gonna listen to Floyd? Hell no. He just wanted to be compared with Floyd. He ain't want to be. He ain't really want to embody Floyd and who he was as a fighter. He just wanted to. He just wanted a big bro. That's all. Who you think would have won, Prime AB or Rolly? That's a good question. So we talking about 147? Because AB AB had good power. He was fast. His footwork was trash in my opinion. His feet was slow. He was flat footed to me. But and that's why I never understood the Floyd Mayweather comparisons. I'm like, he's flat footed, bro, and his shoulder roll not his defense not like that. I don't know where the AB comparisons with Floyd came from. I didn't really get it. But Prime AB lets his hands go. Prime AB. So what's Prime AB? Y'all 130, 135? I don't know. Prime AB was 135. Okay. Well, Rolly was very reckless at 135. Bella said, huh? Why you say huh? Let me know what you feeling. Rolly at 35 would let his hands go too. He had fast hands. He was explosive. He punched very hard. He had good stamina. He'd have gave. Yeah, Rolly. They said Rolly punches felt like bricks. And one thing about AB, he not elusive. He ain't gonna make that nigga miss and make him pay type shit. But I don't know, man. That would have been a good fight though. That'd have been a good fight. I'll be peeping too. Whenever Broner get in there with niggas who could crack, and maybe that was just him at after Maidana, but he'll shut up. He'll shut up. He won't engage. Rolly has really improved since the Tank fight. Yeah, since being with Silas, he's picking up on certain things, man. I'm telling you, don't be surprised if he knocked T.O. out, man. I'm telling you, everybody like I see Bomac, and he gonna destroy Rolly. I don't even know why they made that fight. Nigga, Rolly a champion. What you mean? Why wouldn't they make that fight? But regardless, trying to tell you, T.O. defense ain't great. He more athletic than Rolly. He faster than Rolly. He quicker than Rolly. So, you know what I mean? He could probably style on him and all that. But if they get into some 50-50 exchanges, woo-wee. Rolly could clip T.O., man. I'm telling you. T.O. ain't been in there with a puncher like Rolly, man. He said AB a 4 division champion. Oh my God. So what, bro? So what? And beat who? 4 division champion. Ain't beat nobody. Fucking. Who was that one nigga? What's his best win? Paulie, one of his best wins. Fucking. What the fuck was his name, bro? That small guy, man. Mexican boy that he knocked out. This is at 35, I believe. It was either at 30 or 35. Antonio DeMarco, yeah. You beat DeMarco. Oh my God. AB beat nobody, bro. They said the Ponce de Leon fight was controversial though. That's what I heard. I ain't watch it, but I heard that AB got a gift. AB actually got DQ'd in the fight, and they ruled it no contest. Niggas forgot about that. I bet y'all ain't know that he had a fight where he got DQ'd, and it was actually the first loss of his career, but they ruled it a no contest, so they just took it off his record. Who wins, Prime AB or Edwin Valero? Tricks, cut it out, man. Cut it out. You know Valero would have beat the shit out of AB, man. AB was knocking niggas out. I mean, Valero, he was knocking people out, bro. He got to be trolling. Broner's biggest problem to me was the conditioning. And I do think that he was a bit hesitant after, you know, the Mike Donna fight. But even, it probably was his conditioning, Bella. You know why? Because people was like, oh, he got, you know, he stopped letting his hands go after the Mike Donna fight. He was like that with Paulie, too. He really wasn't letting his hands go all like that with Paulie. Paulie was peppering him and shit. And AB will land like harder shots, which ain't hard to do because Paulie can't crack. But like he was even being economical with Paulie, trying to use that dumbass shoulder roll that he got. And, you know what I'm saying? So I think maybe his lack of conditioning made him more economical. Maybe. Cotto versus Shakur at 40 would have been a banger. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Cotto would have been given that. Shit, you would have been struggling with Cepeda. You struggling with Cepeda pressure. Cotto at 40 was ripping shit and punching super hard. That nigga Floyd said Cotto punches feel like concrete. Bro, that was the first time I seen Floyd. Floyd was like, bro, Cotto was hitting me with hooks and all this shit. He said, bro, that shit made me want to retire. He said that shit in the locker room. He was like, bro, I don't know if I want to keep. That nigga had Floyd questioning himself. Cotto was a fucking dog. And I was at 54. At 40, Cotto was ripping to the body combinations. He was tough, had a fucking chin. The problem with Cotto, though, is he always had conditioning issues. Always. I seen early fights with Cotto, and he fatigue in 6 rounds. Eric Morales, one of your favorite fighters. Morales was a fucking problem. Morales was nasty for sure. I actually got to do more research on Morales. I don't think I've appreciated him enough. I always was a crazy Juan Manuel Marquez fan, though. Floyd and Cotto would have been crazy before the Margarito fight. Yeah, they was both for Top Rank too. I remember Floyd he used to talk shit about Cotto. He said he used to see him at Top Rank gym and shit like that. Prime AB versus Prime Mario Barrios at 140. Who went? I got Barrios. I'm sorry, I got Barrios. Barrios was sharp, man. He was sharp. I don't know, actually. I'm going to take that back. I don't know. But Prime Mario Barrios at 140 was nasty. I'm telling you, he was nice. Trevor Winway says, why Bernard and Roy hate on May to this day? Bro, I don't know. I don't know, man. Bernard was hating on him on some business shit, though, where he was like, oh, that he's not the one making his business move. That's Al Heyman. Al Heyman, the reason why Floyd in the position he in. So, he went out of his way to discredit Floyd and then talked about how great of a businessman he is and all of that. So, he was trying to have a pissing contest with Floyd. I don't really understand that, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, Roy, on the other hand, I think Roy just fell away about Floyd because how Floyd has been disrespectful to legends in the past. You know how Floyd Mayweather was going on this whole run where he was minimizing Muhammad Ali and his impact on the sport of boxing, and wouldn't even put Muhammad Ali on his top 5 list, and he did a lot of shit that he was clearly hating on Ali for whatever reason, And I think the reason why is Floyd done gave the game his whole life, and he never received half of the love that Muhammad Ali received. And I think that really made Floyd feel away. I think that he was envious of the love that Muhammad Ali received from the people. You know what I mean? How they was calling him, he was running around calling himself the best ever. And, a lot of people, he had a lot of detractors that disagreed with that and always called Ali the greatest. So I think Floyd felt the way about that. So he did whatever he could to make it seem like he was greater than Ali. The problem is, even if you had more accomplishments than him, even if you've done more for him in the sport, his impact will be greater than whatever you accomplish in boxing. And that's why they'll always gravitate towards him. He left an impact on the people that'll never be erased. And you just didn't have those characteristics to match Ali. So regardless of whatever you do, like Floyd could have became an 8th division champion like Pacquiao, and they still wouldn't have embraced him like they did Ali. So I think he was just trying to fight a war that he'll never win. Floyd versus Paul Williams, hell yeah! But I think Floyd would have beat him. I think it would have looked a lot like Paul Williams and Erislandy Lara. To be honest with you, Erislandy Lara cooked Paul Williams, bro. They robbed the shit out of Lara, bro. Man, Lara been out here snapping for a minute, bro. I'm trying to tell you. And Erislandy Lara, like I said, he's one of the most underappreciated. He's the most underrated fighter of this generation. Like, he's one of the most underrated, underappreciated fighters in the sport of boxing. Period. Within the last 10, 15 years. Erislandy Lara is one of the most underrated, underappreciated, and probably on some real shit on a professional level, not the amateurs, on a professional level, the greatest Cuban fighter of all time. And if he ain't number one, he definitely top 3. Because, the Cubans really known for the amateur shit. A lot of them aren't given the opportunity to turn pro. But, like, he outlasted all his fucking colleagues, bro. Like, this nigga, I remember it was him, Luis Ortiz, and Guillermo Rigondeaux. They all went and did great shit. The only one that didn't become champion was Luis Ortiz. But, bro, Lara really withstood the test of time. 2-division champion, had multiple world titles. He's currently the oldest active champion in the sport of boxing. Been in big fights, got robbed. Can you imagine if they gave Lara that win against Canelo and that win against Paul Williams? Oh my God. Resume would look crazy. I ain't gonna lie. I think Boo Boo Andre does too. Andre was one of my favorite fighters, bro. When I was a young boy coming up, I watched that, bro. Y'all don't even know. Y'all don't even know how many times I watched Andre versus Willie Nelson, bro. I watched that fight so many times. That fight was just so enjoyable for me, man. That was one of my favorite performances. That's my favorite Demetrius Andre fight, and that's one of my favorite performances of all time. Love watching that fight. If y'all want to see like a fucking ass whooping, if you want to see a great display of boxing, power, speed, combinations, ring IQ, and just seeing a systematic beatdown, bro, go watch that fight, man. Man, that shit was lit. You know what I mean? I'm about to make me something to eat. I'm hungry, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Damn, it's about to be one though. I'm gonna make me some tuna. I took a little nap, so I'm a little energized right now. That's what I'm about to do. Yeah. I got the bag of chips right here too. Oh yeah. Slime somewhere hating. That nigga Mark always eating. Always be fat nigga surveillance. 24/7 on MAZUMA TV. Let me know what y'all thinking, man. Coach Eddie, he said, how could Devin beat everybody on Boo's resume when he only had one fight at 47? Well, I think he's saying like stylistically, Eddie. I think he's saying stylistically, like none of Boo's opposition could do anything with him. I think that's what he's trying to say. I don't think it's about how many fights he had at welterweight. I think he basically trying to say like Boots ain't fight nobody that we can't beat. You know what I mean? So he's attempting to diminish Jaron Ennis's resume by saying that. But at the end of the day, none of that shit matter. Because if you keep on talking, you ain't going to have to fight anybody on Boo's resume. You're going to have to fight him. So there's that. And Bill, those psychological games he playing that he's trying to play with Boots right now, that shit not gonna work. I'm gonna keep it real. Boots don't be believing none of these. Boots so confident in himself, he don't believe none of these niggas, bro. He really don't. He not gonna pay you any mind. The only time you gonna get words out of him is at a fucking press conference or some shit, at a weigh-in. Like, he not going back and forth with you. He not falling for the games. Nigga ain't gonna be on Mill City for 8 months straight, trying to justify why he beats Dev. He ain't got to talk. He ain't got to make you believe shit. You feel me? He just gonna go in there and do what he do. He gonna whoop your ass. He ain't gonna be sitting there talking about how Devin ain't got no power and he can't do nothing. You ain't gonna see Bozy on there saying, well, Dev can't beat my son. Dev can't beat my son. And then just be on rants on social media all day trying to prove it to everybody. No, they go in, they put the work, and they rumble. So all them mind games Bill trying to play early on, that shit not going to work. I'm telling you, it's not. Boots don't even be knowing what be going on social media half the time. Unless niggas tell me. From what I heard. What the fuck is the damn can opener? What the fuck? Let me see. Yeah, it's a lot of comments. My fault, y'all. This dude, Forever Runway, he making that shit run. He making that shit rain in the comment section. You heard? He came through with another super chat. He said, I watched May and Sugar fight and Wilder highlights to remember the golden age of boxing. That was a beautiful era, man. I love the Wilder era. That was one of my favorite ones. I ain't gonna lie. I was fucking with Bomb Squad heavy, man. And one thing about my mom, she never agreed with me on shit, right? I almost felt like she would go against me just because my mom's just like that, bro. She loved being a contrarian. I've actually grown to hate that shit about people because it just reminds me of my mom fucking with me in my childhood. My mom used to bully me a lot. So we always disagree. Like, I'm like, yo, I like Floyd. She ain't like Floyd. I used to fuck with Canelo. She ain't like Canelo. And she used to purposely go against everybody I wanted to win. But Wilder, she fucked with Wilder. And that spoke volumes. Because that was the first fighter that we both agreed on that we liked together. Even with basketball, I was a huge Kobe fan. She ain't fuck with Kobe. I hated LeBron. Not hated LeBron, but you know what I'm saying? Because I was such a big Kobe fan, I used to hate when people used to act like Kobe wasn't shit and LeBron was, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think they both great. You know what I mean? But it was kind of like Loma where I wasn't able to truly appreciate Loma because their fans were so fucking delusional. You feel me? But yeah, man, Loma. I mean, she didn't like Kobe. R.I.P. Kobe, of course. But Wilder, she liked Wilder. You know what had me cracking the fuck up the other day? I was talking about this shit with my homie. You know, they got this whole narrative, oh, Boots is chinny. Oh, he got hurt by somebody who can't punch. Oh, he's chinny. Right? And I fuck with Brian Norman. I like him, man. Be a cool young nigga. I fuck with him. This nigga done got wobbled against Boca Chica. Drop, hurt too. Not just drop, but hurt. That's, you know, you gotta establish both of those things. Boca Chica was never known as like this fucking devastating puncher. Right? Skilled. You know what I mean? Crafty, yes, but never known as like this fucking magnificent puncher. Then they in the whole lead up to this fight, they saying that Devin can't hurt them and Devin can't punch and Devin ain't got shit for them. Devin hit this nigga with the first clean shot. And this nigga do the stanky leg, get put down, visibly hurt. But nobody say Brian Norman chinny. It's like, how the fuck Boots chinny if he got hit with one shot and recovered within seconds and actually hurt Xander in the same round, but somehow, some way, fucking Boots is the chinny one, but Norman's not. Like, all right, y'all niggas just be saying whatever. Oh, y'all going back and forth in the comments. I'm gonna let y'all deal with that while I make this motherfucking sandwich. You know what I'm saying? This was a hood favorite, man. This regular tuna sandwich, man, with some chips, bro. My mom got me hooked on chips with sandwiches. I never used to eat sandwiches with chips until I started really eating with my mom. My mom eat everything with chips, and that shit fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie. That shit, now I can't even eat a sandwich without having chips. That goes with cheesesteaks. I eat a cheesesteak without chips, but if I had the choice, I'm gonna eat it with chips every time. And the chips be sour cream and onion chips, Ruffles. What else? I usually go between those two. And yeah, like these right here. Yeah. Bully said, Mark, I remember the DoorDash lady robbed you. I don't remember that. You're gonna have to give me some details. I remember the one time back in like 2020, this was during the pandemic for sure. I was house sitting one of my homie cribs because he was out hunting in Alaska, one of my white homies and shit. And I remember I had ordered some food through Uber Eats. And I watched this bitch ass nigga drive right past me, drive all the way up to the top of the corner, said he delivered the food and took off. Oh, you know what? Fuck this nigga, right? Oh, he grind me and shit. They gave me my money back and all that. So I drove to the Wawa. Why I see that bitch ass nigga in the Wawa? Because I seen his picture on the Uber Eats joint. I'm like, yo, bro, you supposed to deliver my food. You drove right past me. He's like, what? Nah. I'm like, bro, did you get the food? I was just about to order. I said, "Did you get the?" I said, "Where the food at?" It was fucking like one of them Russian dudes. In the car, in the car. Hey, give me my bro on everything. I gotta stop saying on my son. On everything. That nigga went in his car in the passenger seat. In the passenger seat. Gave me my fucking food. And I went home with that motherfucker. I pulled up on that nigga, bro. Got my motherfucking food. Punk ass nigga. Try to finesse me. That food did smell good. Mark, you and your lady were hungry as fuck. It said deliver, and you went downstairs to get it, and it wasn't there. Bro, these bitches be scheming, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, Philly crazy, bro. I'm trying to tell you. These niggas, like, bro, if you're gonna do food delivery, make sure you eat before you fucking go work, nigga. Hungry ass niggas. They be smelling our food and shit and be like, if I just cancel the order, I could have their food. Ooh, he got a seafood boil in here. I ain't have a seafood boil in a long time. Like, they be feeding, bro. They weird, bro. You know what I mean? Like, bro, eat your own food, my nigga. Like, then the fucking fees for Uber Eats be crazy. They turn a fucking $8 meal to like a $30 meal with all these fucking taxes and all that bullshit. I don't be understanding these niggas, bro. But yeah, man. Made a turkey sandwich. I love turkey sandwiches, bro. That's my shit. Turkey sandwiches was like my favorite meal when I was a young boy. My mom used to pack me turkey sandwiches every day. I used to fuck with that. My mom made me a little lunchbox and shit when I was like in kindergarten or whatever. Cold turkey sandwich with some motherfucking cheese its and a little Capri Sun. I was cool. Man, those was the days, man. You're like, babe, I'll go get you some. Yeah, I be feeling bad, bro, because my girl's a sweetheart. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't be complaining. You know what I mean? I love taking care of my lady. You feel me? So when shit like that happen, I be feeling like I ain't doing right by them. You feel me? I'm a like motherfuckers be, like women love talking about like love languages and shit. And there's a few different ones. Mine's is acts of service. I feel like if I'm not providing or if I'm not taking care of the people that's under my household, I'm underperforming. And I feel real guilty. Even if I shouldn't feel guilty, I do. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like that. I'm like that with you. You could be over my crib. Like, you could be my girl's friend. You could be one of the homies. You could be whoever. You could be a neighbor. Like, if you in my crib, I'm gonna make sure you all right. You feel me? This is how I be. I gotta make sure you good, bro. Cause I don't want nobody like, oh, they be niggas, bro. They be niggas who be having people over and like will eat right in front of them and don't offer them shit. Can't stand niggas like that. So yeah, I felt bad. I don't know, I probably ordered her something or I went to go pick something up. Yeah, I'll be taking care of mine, man. My girl don't be hungry out here. Whatever, truth be told, whatever that girl wants, she get for the most part. Unless that shit just completely out of the budget, she be getting whatever the fuck she want. I just be like, yo, just let me work. Let me do what the fuck I gotta do. Be my peace while I'm figuring out all this chaotic shit that's going on in my life. That's it. You know, she deserved it, bro. Shit. She told me that she wanted to be in the nail business and all that, bro. Her shit taking off. She just started working at a new shop, so she building her clientele back up. So it's a little tough for her, but she's stressing a little bit, but she be all right. We gonna make sure the bills paid. That's all that matter. Her bills gonna be paid. She cool. But anyways, man, keep them questions rolling in, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good right now. This shit one more time. Them air fryers put in work, cause I used to have a toaster, but Micah destroyed my toaster. This nigga gonna put Chick-fil-A sauce in the toaster, plug it into the wall, and then turn that bitch on, bro. Nigga, I seen smoke. What the fuck? I look, this nigga had Chick-fil-A sauce burning in the toaster. I was like, yo, this little nigga crazy, bro. My boy Rouse said my pops ordered DoorDash once in 2023. The dude put it on top of his truck, took the picture, and then when my dad went to get it, the dude had took it. Fucking shiesty bastards, bro. I ain't gonna lie, that shit worthy of a fade, bro. Like if I catch you in the act of stealing some shit, I'm telling you, bro. Said the IBF cruiserweight title just got put up. Didn't Jai do to get it back? I don't know, bro. That's a weird situation to be honest with you. I can't really call it. I don't know what the IBF doing. I felt bad for Jai. I ain't gonna lie, you can tell that shit really broke that little nigga heart. You know, with them stripping him and shit like that. But hey, man, you fell victim to politics like many of these fighters do. Welcome to the game. See what I'm saying? You playing, you sign with the wrong folks, man. You start fucking with the ops, so they cut you off. That's what happened. I thought he was gonna get his belt back. They should have gave him his belt back. That would have been the right thing to do. But it's very rare when boxing, when the people that control boxing do the right thing. You know what I mean? They ain't in the game to have, you know, their morals intact. You feel me? They here for a totally different reason. They here for that bag. That's it. Whether it's moral or immoral, they gonna get that shit. Vidal Riley is fighting for it. Wasn't that nigga like cast eye trainer or some shit? Wasn't he at Floyd Gym? I heard he could fight though. I heard he all right. Damn, the IBF said fuck Ja. That's crazy. Them niggas said fuck Kai. Them niggas said fuck Kai. That's wild. Man, that nigga Ja went against the grain. Start fucking with them Zuffa niggas. The IBF was like, we got something for you, nigga. We ain't worried about it. They took the belt off you before too, so maybe they just don't fuck with that nigga. I don't know, man. These sanctioning bodies don't be fucking with these fighters sometimes, so they be looking for any reason. Them niggas be like, Pinky, say something else. Say something else. Ooh, say something else. Who sent you here, nigga? Shut the fuck. Shut the fuck. They be on that. They be treating Ja like he a stepchild. Say another motherfucking word. And I ain't playing, nigga. Yeah. They tripping. Say something. Oh, say it again. Say it again. I'll be playing with y'all. Y'all think Bivol gonna do that Smith man though, or fight Better Beef next? Ooh, that's a good question. Well, if he doesn't fight Smith, they gonna strip him, right? He said the WBO, they gonna strip him, so he gonna be left with 2 belts. Man, he need to go ahead and lead. Bivol need to make some moves though, man. Like, well, I kind of don't really care for, like, at this point, I don't really care for the Better Beef fight no more. I know it sounds crazy because it was 2 great fights, but come on, man, like Better Beef, I thought Better Beef lost both Johns. Slightly the first John, I definitely thought he lost the second John. You know what I'm saying? This nigga in his 40s now, he inactive. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I don't really care for that fight no more. We got to see it. What's up? Like, Benavidez, you know, he at cruiserweight right now because he can't get no opportunities. Like, make that motherfucker come down to 75 and rumble you. Navarrete versus Foster is not a done deal yet. I hope it gets over the line. Me too. That's a great fucking fight. I hope these managers don't be, you know, getting all fucking greedy and talk themselves out of a fight. Because that would be unfortunate. For y'all, I know that was probably dumb loud. Rito Satsumi. Yeah, I've been hearing about that little nigga. That was this one nigga who was like the biggest fan of him. I thought he was Rito. I ain't gonna lie. There was one nigga that used to come in here every day, like, yo, Satsumi gonna be the best fighter in the world. So a lot of niggas is co-signing that little dude. They backing young boy play. Japan got a lot of talent, man. Anonymous said, I don't care about it either, but from what I heard, his team is pursuing the Better Be trilogy as the current priority. Well, that's going to come with a price. That's going to come with a price, man. So what could happen, I mean, he go ahead and he take that trilogy. WBO most likely going to strip him. They're going to have, you know, what's that, Callum Smith? Is that his name? There's too many Smiths out in this motherfucker. But Smith going to have to fight for that vacant belt. And he doesn't go ahead and creep in and fight that nigga, man. He can go ahead and go walk Callum Smith down after that shit. Go take that belt if he gonna stick around at 75. I think Benavidez fed up. I think Benavidez fed up. I think he on some fuck everybody shit. That he gonna do whatever the fuck whoever wants smoke, he gonna be there, but he ain't chasing nobody. I think Canelo burnt him out, man. I was listening, I was pretty late, but I was listening to Canelo interview with Ariel Helwani. He said something that, yo, niggas be ignoring the fucking facts, bro. Canelo was like, yeah, they keep asking me to fight David Benavidez, but he's a fucking heavyweight that fights at 175. It's not fair. Nigga straight up said, it's not fair. That nigga petrified of David. He's like, do you think David could be the next great Mexican? He's like, oh, he's not Mexican. What the fuck is he then? You got some, your white, red-headed ass got some nerve telling the motherfucker he ain't Mexican. Crazy. Mm-hmm. That's wild. Y'all see this? These niggas be gay, I'm trying to tell you. These niggas be gay. These niggas be having crushes on me, man. No, I didn't. Oh shit. Yo, can somebody unban J Cash? I did not mean to do that to him. Somebody gotta bring J Cash back, man. Can somebody do that for me? Fuck. No, I was trying to block the nigga who said that gay shit about me. Mark Aunt. Wait, what? Who's that? Mark Aunt built like that. I used to chase this dude. Oh, Mark ain't built like that. I used to chase dude home every day down in the lands. Nigga, I ain't never run from nobody in my motherfucking life. You crazy nigga. You got me fucked up. I've never been chased. I definitely ain't running from one nigga neither. That's funny though. Ain't one nigga not making me run unless they got a motherfucking ratchet. Imagine that. Imagine me running and the nigga got no weapons and there's just one man. You want to whoop my ass. G tatted up. What up? He said, salute, bro. I hope all is well with you and the family. I appreciate that, brother. Everything is well. Thank God. I got my son asleep in the room. He had a long day, man. He was tired. But Zah, what up, Zah? Yeah, it said, did you see Tito get into it with his opponent? I did. I actually wanted to share that, but I was caught up with the Bill Haney and Boots conversation. Let me see if I can actually find that. I was just looking at that shit. Let me see where my history at. I was looking at Prichard Cologne highlights. All right. Let me actually share. I want y'all to watch it with me. The shit was hilarious. I ain't gonna lie. When Africans talk shit, it's the funniest shit ever. I don't know why. I remember I heard this fucking African boy arguing with this other boy at the gas station. He's like, no, fuck you. Fuck you. He said, what? He said, what the fuck is your problem? Are you depressed? Oh my God. Nah, yeah. Let me see. What? I ain't even gonna read that, Zah. You tripping. A boy said that. He need to go. He need to be exterminated. Oh, Karma in the building. Karma don't ever talk to me no more. She used to fuck with me. She don't fuck with me no more. I don't know why. We used to be mad cool. Shout out Karma though. She said, I'm at work. I see you, Karma. You get into that guac, you heard? But let's see this, man. Y'all ready? Let's go. Y'all peep Tito Dash smacking Tago's hand? He ain't playing. Man, don't put your hand at my son, nigga. What the fuck wrong with you? Shout out to the real dads out there, man. You can tell he protective over his boys. I love it. And for those of y'all who don't know, Tito dad really a gangster. Y'all gotta go do y'all research on Tito Mercado dad. Pop really a OG for real. He kind of remind me of my pop.
This does gonna fall. This does gonna fall. Never be tested. Never be tested. Yo, you never be tested. You never be tested. Believe that. Believe that. Believe that. You never be tested. You never be tested. Hey, yo. You never be tested. You never be tested. Believe that.
You hear the Africans?
That is baby. That is baby. That is baby. Never be tested. That is baby.
Features Tito Mercado, one of the biggest punchers in the 140-pound division. Seems like you brought some people here with you, Tito. Second fight for you in 3 months. I know it's important for you. Activity is important for you at this stage of your career. Finally start to build maybe some momentum here. How are you feeling going into this one?
Man, super excited. Obviously, I want to thank God. You know, I want to thank Ruben, Win Records, Salitos, Dimitri, and obviously the Zone for putting this whole thing together, man. And I'm just excited, man. Look, I want to get back in the ring active, and this is my next victim right here. So y'all looking at him.
You've got a great record, great number of numbers.
Tito really don't give a fuck, bro. He pop that shit at anybody. Even if you're not talking shit, he gonna talk shit to you. Tito be popping it. That should be hilarious. I ain't gonna lie.
Knockouts on that resume. You're in the rankings. Why have we yet to see you kind of in that big mega event?
Well, nobody wants to get slept, you know what I'm saying? But this guy volunteered, so I'm definitely happy and excited for that. But obviously, we're looking for bigger and better fights. So after this, you know, I'm looking for guys like Emiliano Vargas, Frank Martin. I want to knock all those guys out. So hopefully, you know, with me keep knocking on the door, I'm able to get those fights.
So you've got Emmanuel Tego in front of you first. We saw him a couple of years ago against Ryan Garcia. What kind of fight are you expecting from him?
What he always does, man. You know, this camp we did a little different. Words in Big Bear. I was chasing chicken, so I'm prepared for everything. And I'm don't get me wrong, I'm prepared to chase this man for 10 rounds. And ultimately, like I said, I came over here to give the fans an ATL, an exciting fight. I'm gonna put him to sleep.
You know, Ryan.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Tito is quick with the shit talk. Very witty too. The nigga could fight. He got charisma. This nigga Tito, if he plays his cards right, he could run into some serious fucking money, bro. I'm trying to tell you.
He's obviously a big puncher. Couldn't get him out of there. Do you keep that in the back of your mind that you want to perform maybe a little bit better than he did?
Oh, 100%. He looked terrible. So, obviously he's a world champion. Everybody holds him in high regards. But what I'm about to do to this man, you guys are going to put me up there too.
All right, so give us kind of a prediction of how this fight plays out.
Well, for sure, I'm gonna let him circle around a little bit, give the fans ATO a little bit of a show, right? Let him, run around, and then once I'm ready to sacrifice him, then we're gonna go and knock him out in the later rounds.
You think he's going to be difficult to track down?
He's gonna try to make it difficult, but we did everything we had to do, and I ain't worried about none of that.
All right. Good to see you back, Tito. Emmanuel, you've got 2 wins in a row now since that loss to Ryan Garcia. What did you take away from that fight?
First of all, I want to thank God. I think you guys can manage my English for me. But I want to say what I want to say. But I think this guy now he come and fight boxing. Fight boxing yet. But I know he talk trash. By that very day, you can see the guy he know as a game boy. You think that very day I ran for you? What a fuck. That very day you see.
Did he say what a fool or what the fuck? What did he say?
I ran for you? What a fuck. That very day you
What
see.
A fuck.
So you're saying you're not going to run at all in this fight?
There is no way I'll run for this guy because me and Ryan Garcia fight. I don't want to say much because if you lost, you lost. Me and Ryan Garcia fight, I have a hand issue. That's why if you watch me and Ryan Garcia, the whole run, I'll run for ring inside. I'll do what I can do. But sometimes boxing, you get problems, you twist your mind to come and fight. I think that fight will be gone. Say me and Ryan Garcia fight, I sit down almost 4 to 5 years because I get a lot of issue about my management team. People try to sabotage me. See, after me and Ryan Garcia, I don't fight. I sit down almost 3 years before I come back to fight. But I think, don't worry, I want to thank this guy to give me this opportunity to come and showcase myself again. Saturday night, everybody can see it. There's no way around for this guy. This little guy, you?
Called Tito a little guy. Look, Tito laughing. Tito like this shit, man. Tito like this shit. He like when niggas talk shit. So not only does he like to talk shit, by the way, who does Tito Mercado look like? I'm gonna ask y'all in the comments. Who does Tito Mercado look like with the shades on? How the way he looks? Who does he look like to y'all? I'm gonna let some comments roll in. Who does he look like to y'all? Don't group chat. Do not say anything. Who does Tito Mercado look like? Who does he remind you of? Andrew Tate, okay. Mayorga. Nigga, no. Andrew Tate, really? I'm tripping though. Bro, cause I swear to God, the nigga look like Chris Brown with the glasses on, bro. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm tripping. Nigga said Tiger Woods. Andrew Tate, though, that's hilarious. There was a picture I see of Chris Brown where his hair, Chris Brown used to do some shit to his hair. What he used to do, put relaxers in that motherfucker. Chris Brown used to have like the white hair. He used to have like the white people hair. He used to do some shit where his hair looked like white people hair. Then he used to wear the glasses with the suit. Bro, I'm gonna find that shit. Watch. Chris Brown, bro, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Chris Brown be looking like a different nigga when he be changing his hair up. All right. I'm tripping. All right, cool.
Tito says he's not going to run.
Prepare your mind. Say you come and fight. You no fight yet. You no fight any boxer. By that very night, you see. Me, if I saw this title, go and check my record. If I saw this title, this.
Andrew, I was about to say Andrew. Tito looked like he ready to say some racist shit, but he holding himself back. He want to make fun of his accent. I already know. Hold on, yo. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
This your last, eh? You watch my face. I don't want to buy. You see that very night.
Tito, what do you think? He says he's not going to run from me. He says he's going to be the one to stop you.
Well, you got to give me a little second. I'm a little dizzy. You confused the shit out of me. I don't know what the hell he just said. But look, I hope he does stay there. And I don't know what he's showing me his face for. He looked like they whooped his ass before he got here at the airport. But look, I'm going to tell you like this. You can say whatever you want to say, but he's standing in the ring with me. He's going to get knocked out in 3. I'm telling you that right now.
Okay. You fight somebody like me before. You know, fight somebody like me. You can make good opponent like me before and your record. You say you can punch me out. You, what a fuck. You, Charlie, like, what's up?
Yo, this nigga African as shit. Did you hear him suck his teeth? Yo, bro, Africans be doing that, bro. I got a Nigerian nigga in the gym that be doing that shit. Shit be the bed. He said, what the fuck? That nigga don't believe nothing Tito telling him.
Okay,
This is the first time I'm gonna fight a chicken, but don't worry about it. I'm gonna catch you, and like I said, I'm gonna sacrifice you. Yeah, you what? You, me, what? What you just say? Let it out, baby.
Maybe you don't talk to me. You talk to somebody.
The homie drunk and confused. Don't worry about it.
Somebody cool, but if you talk to me, be very careful. That's Saturday night. You see.
I ain't worried about none of that. You're gonna get slept. I'm gonna put your ass on the body bag, boy.
Okay. I want to see that your power you have to punch me that very night. Prepare your mind. Say,
yeah, you talking too much. You're gonna wake your ass up to lotto rapping. Shut up.
I say, prepare your mind.
What? He said what? He said you gonna wake up to lotto rapping. What the fuck? Why would he say that? What the fuck does that mean? What? You gonna wake up the lotto rapping? Where the fuck that come from? I think I know what he's talking about though. You know how like after a fight, like ends in a knockout, whatever the case is, they start playing music and shit like that. That's probably what he's talking about. Oh no. Lotto walking out, Clarissa. I had no idea. That's fucking damn, nigga. That's a long time to be asleep. God damn. Bro, if you sleep until Clarissa walks out, super bad, John. Lotto walking Clarissa out. That's dope, actually. I like that. Shout out to Lotto. If you know, you know. Damn, that's a long time to be asleep, though, nigga. That's like, that could be damn near a coma. He don't want to flatline that nigga. That's what he trying to do. What's what he trying to do? He tweaking. That's crazy. Nigga said he gonna wake up to Lotto right. That nigga Tito cutthroat, man. he said, damn, that nigga gonna be asleep through the anthem and intro. Damn. Oh my God. Tito look like a public defender. Nah, public defender suits be baggy and shit. He represented himself well with the suit, man. That ain't a bad suit. I've seen terrible suits, bro. That's not a bad job. The tie could be a little bit more crispy, but that's a good suit. And you can tell that's a brand new suit too. That collar stiff as a motherfucker. He probably still got the paper Jones inside the collar. I know a little something about them outfits, man.
To come and fight this Saturday, Saturday night, you see, don't worry. Don't talk plenty, but if you don't have power, you don't have anything, you can show me that very night. But prepare your mind, say you come and fight.
All right, 140 pounds. Looking forward to this fight now.
Tito look confused as shit. He like, what? Look at Tito
you can show me that very night. But prepare your mind, say you come and fight.
All right, 140 pounds. Looking forward to this fight now, even more as well. Tego versus Mercado, 140 pounds, all part of a
Easy work for me, I swear. That very night, everybody, easy work.
No way did I expect this from Manuel Tego. It's good to see you guys up here again. 4-fight undercard begins 8:30 Eastern time, live on DAZN, of course. You can watch it all at State Farm Arena on Saturday.
Good John. That was funny. Very entertaining. But he said easy work. Yeah, he said he tripping. So it's either gonna be real good or real bad for Tygo. But let me see. Let me go back on the live real quick. Let me give Jay Cash his wrench, man. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why I did that. Live real quick. Let me give Jay Cash. Where you at? Get that nigga his wrench, man. Man, there you go. We good. My boy Justin Jackson in the building. What's going on, brother? What's going on? Sean Porter, the perfect example of bad suits. Man, Sean Porter got the worst suits in boxing history, bro. That nigga Sean Porter got worse suits than Craig Sager. You remember Craig Sager? Yeah, I remember Craig Sager from the NBA. He's had them crazy ass suits on. R.I.P. Craig Sager, but he's had the most wildest suits. Well, I'm drinking all the Micah juice. Bro, do you know how many Micah really run through them Jones, right? I put them in like the bottom container of the fridge. So Micah on his own walks to the fridge, opens the door, slides the fucking door out, grabs it. But Micah doesn't know how to take the straw out of the plastic yet. So he gives it to me, and I have to open it for him, put it on. Bro, that nigga be running through Capri Suns, bro. I'm having trouble. There be days where he doesn't want to eat. He just want to eat like junk food and stuff. So I've been like having him eat new things, at least on my side. I don't know what he be eating over there. But like now he fucking with chicken nuggets and all of that. So I'm getting him into new food. I'm trying to put some weight on him, to be honest. You know what I mean? I'm trying to put some weight on him. I want him to be like in the mid-30s. He like, my son's small, man. He only like 32 pounds. I'm trying to get him to like, if I get him close to 40 pounds, 38 pounds, that'd be some more weight on him would be good. Pizza rolls a good start. Pizza rolls be dangerous, man, because my son's mouth, like he's real sensitive to hot foods, and like pizza rolls, they'll never, because they're because the pizza inside of the roll is like enclosed, it holds in heat longer. So like it may feel cool on the outside, but then once you take a bite, it's dumb hot. And that should be fucking my son. I don't want him to like burn his taste buds or nothing. But yeah. Doesn't Sean Porter give his own suit company? I think he has his own suit company and gives styling advice. Well, I don't know about that. And if he is giving styling advice, I don't know who the fuck he advising. That motherfucker. That nigga give style. That nigga look himself in the mirror and be like, "Yeah, man, I think you should wear that green suit today." That motherfucker must be advising himself. This nigga be on Zoom calls by himself, man. Yeah, man, I think you should wear this. Like, ain't no way he advising anybody. That's crazy. Asking Sean Porter for like styling advice is like fucking. I don't even know what the fuck to compare that to. That's like. I don't even know, bro. I couldn't. This nigga say he advises Stevie Wonder. Yo, that's fucked up. He would promote it at the end of the podcast to hit him up. They get you right. No thanks. Sean Porter ain't good at shit that he do. That nigga wasn't good enough to stay in football. This nigga wasn't good enough in boxing to beat any of the fucking elite champions. And this nigga ain't good enough. Like, you not even good at dressing yourself. Nigga, like, yo, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Like, I ain't no fucking fashionista neither. You feel me? I be dressing real comfortable. Like, I be wearing plain tees like this. You know what I mean? I stay with a nice pair of sneakers, but that's about it. But like, bro, if I don't know what the fuck I'm gonna wear, bro, I be going on shit like Pinterest. I'll get like inspiration from like Pinterest because nigga, I'm not like Tifo Burlton where I just be putting the shit on and I'm just so in tune with fashion, bro. Nah, that ain't my thing. But nigga, Sean Porter, like, I don't know, bro. It's like I don't know. It's like, nigga, you jump in your closet. Like, nigga, it look like you just a dumpster dive into your motherfucking closet and just put on whatever. It look like you go like this, nigga, from the fucking shoes and the socks all the way up to the blazer. You look like you go like this. Any, miny, mo your outfits, my nigga. Shit trash. And your ties be mad thick. Like your fucking tie knots be mad big, be bigger than your motherfucking head half the time. Then on top of that, you ugly too, so that shit definitely don't help, nigga. Like, you got a fucking big ass head, big ass mouth with some big ass teeth. I don't know, bro. But Sean Porter, he got to the motherfucking money though. So I guess you could say that. Our teeth dressed like Dennis Rodman. Dennis Rodman had swag. Dennis Rodman really had swag. He was a little weird, but that nigga Dennis Rodman stayed with a bad bitch. That nigga, he had swag. What be making niggas the fashion icons that they are is they energy for real, they confidence. It don't really be about what they wear for real. Sometimes they be wearing straight bullshit, but because they carrying it a certain way, niggas be rocking with it. Shakur gonna hook up Porter to fill his gap. To fill his gap. That's a crazy pause, by the way, Trick. That's crazy. Shakur gotta hook up Porter to fill his gap. That's crazy. That's a wild pause. He said he was clapping Madonna cheeks. Nigga, everybody done clap Madonna cheeks as far as I'm concerned. She still be fucking on these young niggas, bro. I think he wasn't Dennis Rodman fucking with like Carmen Electra or some shit like that. He was fucking with a few hoes. He had a few Jones. Yeah, she was out here. Shady church deacon. That's funny. Madonna got more miles than a 95 Honda Accord. Definitely ran through. Who has a higher body count, J-Lo or Madonna? Woo-wee. J-Lo ran through. Niggas still be trying. I never found J-Lo attractive. And it's not because she ain't pretty, because that would be cap. But just like the way she carried, like, I don't know, bro. Like, I'm a little bit different. Like, yeah, these bitches be pretty, they be looking good, whatever. But the more I be knowing about them, the more I be disgusted with them bitches, bro. I ain't gonna lie. These bitches really be ran through. Niggas be scared to tell them that shit. J-Lo, something wrong with her. She make it seem like, oh, she the prize. Bitch, you're not a prize, bro. You're old as shit. You done hit that wall a long fucking time ago. You keep trying to do all these photo shoots to try to convince yourself you still that bitch, bro. You are always a whore. Mark Anthony try to save your dumb ass. All these niggas be trying to save you. You can't change who you are. You're a whore. You will forever be one. You will always be looked that way. They be calling you J-Ho. They be thinking that they the prize and shit, that they like niggas gotta submit to them. What the fuck we look like, nigga? Yeah, J-Lo ran through. Halle Berry, she burnt out, but she had some longevity in the game, you know what I'm saying? She be having trouble locking down the nigga too. Brittany Renner going through it. Man, listen, that bitch been a hoe. So, like, if she think niggas is going to take her serious with the reputation she got, she a damn fool. Yeah, J-Lo been ran through. I ain't gonna lie, I be thinking all these bitches whores, bro. I be thinking all of them whores. Shit, Tiana Trump got a wife before all them whores. Well, she split with that nigga, so man, I don't even think Tiana Trump will ever even settle. I think she love that life so much, bro. You could tell Tiana love that shit. I think she love that life so much that she won't even allow herself to be a wife. What she probably be doing is like, we probably be having agreements like, they probably had an agreement like, all right, he probably like, all right, I'm gonna pay you to be with me for this long. And like, niggas be doing that. Niggas be tricking. Yeah, Tiana Trump is the truth. I ain't gonna lie. Tiana is the truth. Adam 22 let his wife go on a date with Drake. You think he let her? She do whatever the fuck she want. That nigga be following her lead. He a hoe. That nigga's a cuck. You know what I'm saying? That nigga's a cuck. Like, she easy work. She be fucking on everybody. Let her do whatever she want. You know what I mean? He probably be taking care of her, giving her a nice little bag and shit like that. So she Yeah, I mean, she be sticking around, but she gonna leave that nigga eventually. So you had a crush on Pinky. Yeah, I wasn't. I really wasn't too into Pinky. I had my list though. Thank God I let that shit go though, bro. Because fucking with that, bro, that shit could really throw you off, bro. That shit fuck your mind up, man. That shit not good for you, for your motivation, your mental health. That shit could ruin your relationship, bro. Being too caught up with the corn, bro. That shit could really ruin a lot of good shit that you got going on. He said, I'm still in the game. Ha! Zabi tripping. Nah, I left that shit alone, bro. But Tiana been around for a hot ass minute, so I already know. I knew about her. I think me and her like the same age too. She been around. She actually older than me. On my Terry Crews, that nigga Terry Crews said he would, and he said that nigga would goon for 12 hours a day. Nigga, what the fuck, nigga? Do you got a life? Ain't no porn that good, bro. I did see that the Diddy leak though, because I always thought Shorty was fire, the joint Daphne Joy. I was like, what? And she definitely was on there. She definitely was on there giving that shit up. Professional gooner. That's funny. Niggas really saying Gabriella Fundora look good. Y'all niggas, y'all can tell. Like, if y'all think she look good, bro, y'all niggas really down bad. I ain't gonna lie. Then Kanye said he was addicted to. Kanye said that he was giving his allegedly. Nigga said he was giving his cousin head for years. I'm like, years, nigga. Like what, nigga? So as far as I'm concerned, Kanye a blade. I'm sorry, like niggas don't do that. Like the fuck. I'm sorry, bro. Like you spending a whole lot of time with your cousin, bro. Shit, me and my cousins are never that cool. I beat the shit out of one of my cousins. They ever tried me like that as a young boy. What you talking about? Pato Sucio. Yeah, Kanye's a gay fish. Yeah, he is. He be having nerve talking about other niggas like, bro, you done been on your knees in front of another man before, swallowed the pipe, nigga. Like, don't ever talk crazy to me, cuz. What you talking about? Yeah, Kevin Gates is a weirdo. Yeah, he's weird. I think that's safe to say. Like, Kevin Gates is a weirdo. He Puerto Rican though. I found that out recently. Kevin Gates is Puerto Rican. I just spit on myself like I'm slow. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I could see how like corn could be an addiction, but Never. Like I've never had that. Like I was never like that pressed where I had to watch it. You know what I mean? Yo, Zah, what the fuck you talking about, Zah? Yo, Zah, what is you talking about? You got? Did he just say that? Bro, no, Tricks, you gotta hold your question, bro. What this nigga just said? Hold up. Hold up. I knew I ain't read that shit wrong. Nigga was offering the mouth to his cousin. There's only one cousin I got, I take down. No bap. This nigga said no bap, but not no gay shit. What the fuck you mean? No, not no gay shit. Nigga, you said you got a cousin that you'll take down after you was just talking about a nigga offering his mouth to his cousin? What the fuck is you talking about, Zah? Why you quiet, Zah? Answer. What you mean by that? Yeah, this nigga's a weirdo, bro. You got one moment. You got one time to answer this shit, bro. What the fuck is you talking about? But not no gay shit. I knew this nigga. He said, yo, somebody said something. Yeah, I said something. Man, get this nigga out of here, bro. Who want to do the honors, bro? Change that nigga name to Zah like Dick. Change that nigga name to Zah likes Dick. Fucking penis lover. Nah, get this nigga out of here, bro. He a blade. Who want to do the honors, man? That nigga be in the crib playing hide the weenie with his cousin. That nigga be telling his cousin, yo, no bat, bro. Like I'll give you my mouth, bro. No bat, no gay shit. That nigga tripping. Tricks hit him with the wrench. Zah like beat your. Yeah, I'm trying not to bust out laughing. I got people sleep at the crib. Nigga said, fuck 2K. Let me give you my mouth. That's crazy. Karma said, check his laptop. He definitely an offender. Real shit. That nigga keyboard sticky as shit too. I already know. What? Nigga was offering the mouth to his cousin. It's only one cousin I got, I take down. No bap, but not no gay shit. What? Bro, that gotta be like top 5 most wild things I ever heard on this channel. He tried to play that shit off like that shit was cool too. Nigga was offering the mouth to his cousin. But me, Zah likes Cheetos. It's only one cousin I take down. No bap, but not no gay shit. Y'all niggas be doing it to yourselves. See what happens when niggas talk too much? Yeah. Anonymous says Zah the type nigga to keep boy band posters on his ceiling. Right. And then when he be gooning, he be trying to shoot his load on them, John. He be pointing at the nigga, be aiming at the posters. I'm trying to get him. That nigga is crazy. That nigga is crazy. He need help. Dude went out like Thomas Wright. That probably was Thomas Wright. To be honest with you, I wouldn't be surprised. Zaybop? That's fucking hilarious. He called this nigga Zaybop. Nah. What did I just read on the screen? You see, you know what I'm saying? You saw it. You saw it. Zaybop. That's hilarious. Zah likes his cousin. No bap. Zod likes his cousin. That's fucking hilarious. No BAP. No gay shit, though. Zod favorite fighter, Josue Vargas. Hell yeah. That nigga Zod signed up to Josue Vargas OnlyFans. Can you just sit on that? Can you just sit on that dildo just one more time, Josue? Damn. That nigga's a fucking bussy fanatic. Yeah, he wild. I hope you get the help you need, brother. Can you peep my banger question? I don't know if banger is the right question, but I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to describe your question after this conversation, but fuck playing Fortnite. Let's do it, cuz. No way, bro. No way. I can't see your question, bro. Where your question at? Can you rewrite it so I can read it? Oh, okay. Is it this one right here? Zah get right with God. Zah watching Mazuma TV with just a shirt on. Butt ass with the shirt, nigga. You going to hell. I ain't gonna lie. That's a nasty nigga. Someone said Southpaw is the cousin. Yeah. Nigga Zah used to bust on his beanie. Hold on. Yeah. Thoughts on Edgar Berlanga saying he ain't worried about Demetrius injury? I mean, I wouldn't be worried about a nigga neither if I know I ain't gonna fight him. Berlanga ain't gonna fight no fucking Demetrius Andre. Demetrius Andre would stop Berlanga. Hands down. I'm so confident that would happen. What's crazy was I was listening to Edgar Berlanga interview with Ak and Barack, and with Edgar and Edgar, like, I don't know, man. He's saying that, like, when he's 100%, like, he sounded like AB when he was fucking up. Oh, when I'm 100%, can't nobody, you know, if I was 100% with Canelo, I'd have beat him. I had 2 cortisone shots in the lead up to the fight, you know, like basically saying that he wished that he was actually like in the gym before he started camp with Canelo and all this shit. Like, bro, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. You think Andre still got it? I don't know if he still got it, but I know he got enough to beat Edgar ass. I know that. Like, I know that for a fact. Like, I will bet whatever on that. If that fight was to ever get made, which it won't, but if that fight were to ever get made between Boo Boo and Berlanga, bro, I would bet everything on Andre. Andre would knock Berlanga out. Bad too. He gonna hit Berlanga with some shit that he don't see. One of them little looping ass, like one of them little awkward ass punches Andre be throwing him overhand left. So he too quick. He too precise, bro. Now I'm not gonna say precise. He too crafty. Too crafty, man. He'll beat Edgar up. Edgar don't got the punch resistance to take them shots from Boo Boo. Edgar is beyond delusional. Yeah, he think like, I like his mindset though. Like he always seems to find a way to be confident and shit like that, and he still seems motivated and you know, all of that stuff. But I think he is he thinks he's a world championship level fighter, and he's not. That's what I think. Like, he don't even want to acknowledge the fact that he was literally a cherry pick for Canelo. Like, Canelo fought you because he knew you was ass. Like, I wonder if Berlanga knows that. He knew you was easy money. That's why he fought you. It wasn't because you deserved it. It was because he knew he was going to get a bag for whooping your ass, and it's easy work. He knew that you ain't had no skills. He ain't never tried that with Benavidez. There's a reason for that. Edgar sucks. Yeah, he trash. Yeah, he called Shiraz easy work. Mind you, this nigga Shiraz came over from the UK, went to this nigga hometown. Berlanga had like 1 or 2 good rounds, however many rounds it was. This nigga Hamza start firing on this nigga. He falling all over the place. He getting up, falling all ugly and shit. You try to blame it. You try to blame it on his hand wraps, and you try to make all the excuses in the world. Say you went into a dark place, all this shit. Now you want to go around saying, "Oh, I promise you, man," because you know Eck was piping Edgar head up because you know that's his little homie and shit. I mean, he was boxing perfect for those first 2 rounds. I was like, damn, he's gonna really outbox Hamza, and then something happened. What happened? Nigga, he got hit flush. Nigga, that's what happened. Fuck you mean? What the fuck you mean happened? Hamza hit that nigga with some clean shit. Berlanga don't got no fucking chin. He went down. Hamza got up. Hamza dropped him again. I think he got up, 3 times? He got up 2, 3 times. Then he went out again. Yeah, like niggas smoked your fucking boots early too. You ain't make it in the later rounds. I wasn't in the championship rounds shooting that shit out, and then he just clips you. No, nigga stopped you relatively early, bro. Like, I'm trying to tell you, I don't know who be telling Edgar this shit. Like, Edgar is delusional. He's very delusional. He think he way better than what he is, bro. This nigga stopped you in 5 rounds, bro. This nigga stopped you in 5 fucking rounds. That's so... You ain't make it to the mid-round, nigga? You ain't make it to the late rounds, none of that shit. Edgar thought Shiraz had the Margarito reps. Your jab was beautiful, man. Yeah, bro. Yeah, they was gas. See, that's that enabling shit that I be talking about. That's why these fighters be delusional. Because they be getting lied to. For real. And then he said in the Zuffa debut that Lorenzo talking about, he said that he had gotten dropped by Steve Butler. He also mentioned that Steve Butler is a really hard puncher. He said nigga punch harder than Canelo and all that shit. But anyways, he said that when he got dropped by Steve Butler, he was just so angry that he forgot everything that he was working on, and he forgot to throw body shots. And I'm like, bro, that's how I know your IQ not there. That's how I know you don't got a championship level mindset. Like, you're just not cut from that cloth, because a lot of like high IQ type fighters, a lot of intelligent seasoned fighters, if they were in that situation, they would stay composed, stick to the plan, and, you know, try to get through that round. You let your emotions overshadow your composure. You let your emotions get in the way of the game plan. That's a lack of focus. That's a lack of IQ, in my opinion. The Trick's trolling. This is going to be my last question. Tricks be trolling. How would Edgar's career look like if he was fighting 20 years ago instead of this era? All right, so Edgar Berlanga fights at 168. So 20 years ago, that was 2006. So he would probably fought niggas like, what, Roy Jones and all? Like, do we really got to talk about that, bro? Who? Let me see. Joe Calzaghe, Mikkel Kessler, Jeff Lacey, Carl Froch. Oh, my God. Lucian Butte, Sakio Bika, Alan Green. Man, Edgar would have been assed out, bro. Joe Calzaghe would have fucked this nigga up. Mikkel Kessler. He would have punched a hole in Berlanga, man. Carl Froch would have dogged him bad. Nah, he wouldn't have did well. That nigga wouldn't have made it. He wouldn't have made it. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and show love as always. If y'all could go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. I'll be back at y'all with another live tomorrow night to continue cooking up what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.